coverage.
That she didn't have before.
I'm not sure if it's what she didn't have before, but that's what he...
The Lewinsky chair.
That's what's paying you, basically.
Well, that's just for code upgrades. So,
yeah.
Like with the toilet, we had to move that for code, so that $2,800 that'll be out of that. She'll get reimbursed for that. So,
but basically, she's got all the money to pay you. Everything,
yeah, she should be fine.
It went perfect.
Yeah.
I wonder what her per diem per day was. Did you ever hear?
I don't
No,
know.
I'm good.
I think she got $200 a day.
Yeah. So we did inspections yesterday.
Everything
the day before
good?
yesterday. Yeah, there's a couple things we got to do.
Here, I wouldn't rush so much.
But
I just walked in, literally. So I'm signing the contract. The entire dealership power goes out, literally on the last page. So they're going to courier it over for me to sign.
My wife just called me. She sold a hanger. Yeah. We're up, Tom. I didn't know you were selling them. Are you
So
selling
codes did go good.
One of the
Everything
a
good.
box hanger or a T hanger? A box. One of the boxes we've had.
When do you think it'll be done and moved in?
48. What are they? 48. 48.
probably
I mean, what?
What are you going to do on the texture upstairs?
155. They're going for that much
Orange
now?
peel.
Yeah. The 48 by 48?
Yep.
Wow, that's good, man.
She wanted a level 5.
We don't own anything else in that building.
What's that?
We don't own anything else in that building. We sold everything out of that building.
Is it the one Chuck was in?
Might have been.
Is Chuck still in it?
It'll look good though, man.
Yeah.
You know, I lost track.
She basically got a brand new house.
Pretty much. Yeah.
The timing of it is still kind of
Yeah.
crazy, man. It's like, God, she didn't even move in. She's got a brand new house.
Is this mine?
Oh,
Did I
that
just bring? Yeah, okay.
Paradigm got her a bunch of code upgrades, so
Paragon?
Paragon. She even got she's going to end up basically getting a new furnace, right?
God, the smartest thing she ever did was call here.
Oh. Well, no, the smartest thing she ever did was have her leave the day she bought that
Well,
house.
I know, but the way
No, she,
what
what are
call
the
was
chances?
going, yeah.
I still go back. What are the damn chances?
Well,
But she's been through hell,
it
too.
reminds me of a story.
Big time hell.
She's Italian, right?
Yeah.
Reminds me of a story. Two Italian guys talking, and one guy says, "I lost my business." How? Fire. And the other guy says, "I lost mine." How?
Fire.
Flood. He says, "How do you start a flood?"
Go, go, go.
Go.
Oh, jeez. Hey, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe. Let's talk. What's on your mind today? I'll tell you what's on my mind. This hour brought to you by Integra Insurance because we're getting close. It's open enrollment. You got to buy. Man, we hear more and more about Obamacare. Like, first of all, no more penalties. The other thing we heard, the Supreme Court, or no, excuse me, not the Supreme Court, a federal judge in Texas. Did you hear this one, Mark? They ruled it unconstitutional that you cannot force individuals to buy something, namely an insurance plan.
Yeah, they're saying it's not a tax.
And, well, hold on. And you can't tax them if they don't. That is truly an unfair tax. They're saying if you don't buy something, you get taxed. It's like saying if you don't wear a motorcycle helmet, for example. I mean, you know what I'm saying, because the reason I say motorcycle helmet is because it's in the realm of healthcare, and the excuse is you cost everyone a lot of money if you don't, and you hear people say that all the time. So the government is saying if you don't have health insurance, you're going to get fined. Now, the point is this. No matter what you feel about health insurance, right now you need it, and it's just logical. So, whether you want to abide by the law or you just want to do it for your family, Integra is the place to call. What Integra will do is sift through tons of plans and come up with the best plan for you. It's true. IntegraInsurance.com. They make health insurance simple and smart. This is very important. Every commercial I do on this show, every single commercial, is with one thing in mind: to make your life easier and to use great people. Okay? By the way, you can give us a call after you give Integra a call. Make sure you have your insurance. Integra Insurance, and my computer could not be slower. I'm waiting for it well, it's just not going to give me the phone number. Here it is, 303-466-5500, 303-466-5500. I should have committed that to memory. Okay, so what's going on? we got some guests here today I'll introduce you to in a second. But first, Joe. Joe is giving us a call. You can too, 303-713-TALK. You can also do 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466, and then we'll call you back if you leave a message. So, Joe, what's going on?
Paperwork in front of you?
What's that, sir? I got it in front of me, sir.
Okay, if you look at Exhibit A,
Yes.
page 3,
Yes.
you see the initials? One is machine done, the other are
Yep,
handwritten.
see him. Uh-huh.
And
This
then
is a
if you
lease,
go
by
to-
the way. I want you to give the whole issue of the lease. So go ahead. What's the issue?
Oh, well, the whole issue, if you go to page 10,
Yes.
you'll see it was
Tell me
signed
what
by-
the issue is. Just tell
He's
me-
saying he
the
didn't
only-
sign it.
The,
you-
the issue is I didn't sign this.
Okay. Is this the one where you were signing for someone?
No.
You were living there?
No,
Okay.
well, yes, I had. Yes, that was the original intent.
Some employees, I think.
Okay.
That's correct.
Yeah, Joe. Okay, that's what I want to do. I want to pick up on the story. Your employees or someone needed help qualifying for a lease, so you agreed to sign, right?
That's correct.
And they presented you with a lease.
No,
Now,
they never did.
okay, this lease, how did you get it if they didn't present it to you?
So
How did you get this lease, Joe? Just tell me. This lease in front of me.
They sent it. They sent it. To
They
me
presented
after
it to you. Okay. You say
After
sent
I
it to you. Okay. I say they presented it to you, and it had signatures on there, but not yours. You say
Correct.
you did not sign for this lease.
That's correct.
And they're saying you did. Now, how the heck can they do that if you didn't? What, are they lying, flat out lying, or did someone forge your name, do you think?
That's what I was going to say. Did the employees sign on your behalf?
No, look at page 10.
Okay.
It's electronically signed.
Oh, that's right. That was the issue. Because nowadays, it is legal to sign electronically. But
That's
when
correct.
one does so, in order to prove it, they have to pull the IP. And the IP has to show where you were at the time. And I imagine you challenged it, and what happened?
No, I haven't even gone to them yet.
Okay.
They don't even know that I know all this.
All right, good.
But if you look at my signature, Joe, and her signature, Lisa, the IP address is exactly the same. I don't even know where their office is. I've never been to it in my life.
By the way, Joe, we're on your side, and that's cool. We agree with you. We're taking you at your word. So what I'm telling you is they can't enforce it. But the first and foremost, I want to know this, okay? What are they trying to do? The fact that you signed this. What are they trying?
Okay,
How is this
so
affecting you?
Here's the thing. I called and I said, "Oh, we're done. We're out in 30 days."
Uh-huh.
They said, "Oh, no. No, you're not. You didn't give us notice, so you're stuck for another 60 days." And I said, "What?" And they said, "Yeah, it's in the lease." And I said, I couldn't find the lease.
I don't-
And I tried
yeah.
to remember back to then. And
Yeah. And they said, no, you signed a lease, and then you said, send me the lease. They sent it to you, and then you
That's
see
right.
you didn't sign it. The one I'm looking at right here, who's Tony? This is a landscape company. Suzanne, I don't know what I'm looking at, but I'm not looking at what this guy is talking about.
Yes, you are.
Who's Tony?
Tom. Yeah.
All right, so Tony is you, okay? Because you kept saying Joe, and I can't find Joe. Okay,
Sorry.
that's okay. I won't use your last name, Smith. No, I'm just kidding. So Tony, listen, you signed this lease.
No, I did not.
According to them, you signed this lease, and they have an IP next to it. Now, this electronic signature was supposedly through what program? What program was it?
I have no idea. If you look at page 12,
Yeah.
Exhibit C,
Yeah.
you'll see that is my IP address. Our technology contractor has confirmed that that contract was never signed on our network.
But is it your true IP address?
No. On Exhibit C, it's my true IP address.
Okay,
But
what
on
is
the
Exhibit
lease-
C? I don't want to talk about exhibits. Here's what I'm asking.
Page 12. Page
Joe,
12.
just answer me a question. I don't care if you agree or not. But do they have your correct IP address, in other words? Do they?
No.
Okay. So you're saying that you showed us your correct IP to show that it's different than the one he signed.
That's just an internal IP he put down. That's a 192.168. That's in any office anywhere.
Right.
Though.
We're not talking about that. We're talking about the IP of your location from your internet provider. The 192.168 ... That's not the one we're talking about. So here's the deal. I don't care if we have the IP or not. You're saying you never signed it. They have to prove you did. It's that easy. And if they can't, then you're done. I mean, what? So what are they doing? Are they keeping your deposit? What are the consequences? That's what I want to know. Why are we arguing whether you signed or not? What is the negative consequence of you signing this?
I do not want to pay them for another 30 days.
And you shouldn't. Right, and you shouldn't.
That's right. And to tell you the truth, I just do not pay him anything else because I'm not a party to the lease.
Well, technically, you shouldn't have to. I mean, I don't. But why, if you're not a party to the lease, why did you call up and tell him you were vacating?
This was for temporary migrant workers who have left back to their home
So you
country.
do acknowledge you had you did have an agreement to lease a place. It's just that technically you didn't sign it. But I mean, in other words, it's a gotcha, right? If they're being jerks,
they're trying to hold me to a clause in the lease in which I never agreed to.
I know. It's a technicality, meaning you didn't sign it, but you kind of know you knew they were living there.
I didn't know I had to give 60-day notice.
I believe you, but you knew you had an agreement for them to live there, and they lived there.
And we paid for it.
Yeah.
We paid for it.
Exactly. And then you gave them how many days' notice?
30 days.
Okay. And if I were in your shoes, and I had agreed to help my employees, and it came time to move, I would assume exactly the same as you did, that I had 30 days, because I would just assume it. I don't know why, I just would. And then when you give 30 days, they go, you owe us 60 days notice, so you better pay another month. So again, I'm going to ask you this. You didn't pay. So how is this negatively affecting you if you didn't pay the extra 30 days? Did they get out on time?
They're way gone.
Good.
Yes.
And are they withholding a deposit? That's how it's negatively affecting you?
No, how it's negatively affecting me is that I have a credit score of 872.
Okay. I don't think you can get 872.
I think 850 is the top.
Yeah, but in any case,
no, sorry,
Joe, I don't want to debate credit scores right now. You and Mark can do that later. Let's talk about this right now. Is it affecting your credit score?
Not yet.
Okay. I don't think it will, because I don't think these clowns report to the credit agencies. So I don't think it will. But if it does, what you need to do is simply you write to the credit reporting agency. In a perfect world, they're supposed to take your argument seriously and remove it unless it can be proven. So I don't think we have an issue. That's why I was trying to get to what is this doing to you. I mean, you're not going to get them to release you from this, because they're just going to, there's no reason to. You know, there's no reason for them to be proactive in this. In fact, I think the more that you bug them, the more likely it is they will step up their enforcement and try to get you for another 30 days. Have they done anything to try to collect money from you?
Not yet, because we're paid in full through the end of the month.
Okay, and then this is the month they vacated, right? December?
Technically November. It's been vacant for a while.
You know,
I know, but you gave your 30 days notice when?
December 10th.
December 10th, and that was for, so you're paying for the month of December, right?
Yes.
Okay, and was rent due from the 1st to the 1st?
Yes.
Okay, so let's assume you had no written contract and they can't prove it. You did have a verbal month-to-month contract, right?
Well, we have a written, so...
Yeah, but it's verbal, because you're not acknowledging that written contract because you never signed it. So if you in your mind, you have a month-to-month contract, and if you have a month-to-month contract and they can't prove it was written and agreed to, then you only have to give them 10 days notice to be technical. I mean, if it's a verbal month-to-month. Here's the deal. You gave them 30 days notice, but technically, you're supposed to give 30 days notice when rent is due. So from the time rent is due. And if it was a lease, you'd still be wrong, even on the 30 days. Even if it wasn't, I'm not saying it's going to go anywhere because you're denying that you signed it. But even if it was 30 days and not 60, you did the 30-day wrong by doing it on the 10th. You're not allowed to just do 30 days anytime you want.
No, the lease starts on the 11th of the month.
Oh, never mind. Never mind. That's okay. It's from when rent was due. So then you're right. It's from rent period to rent period. So if it was on the 15th, it'd be the 15th. In your case, it was the 11th. So here's the deal. If I were you, Joe, I would sit tight and do nothing. That's what I would do. Nothing. Until they try to do something with a credit bureau. But I don't think this place, it just doesn't seem to me. Do you think they're going to do that? How long has it been? Oh, it's not long. Oh, I see. It's just this month. So you're anticipating a problem. Mark, what would you do? You're not going to get them to be proactive. They're not going to...
No, I think there's going to be an issue, too. If this did end up in front of a judge, my guess is the fact that he was paying for so long almost enforces that he did sign it, even if he didn't.
No, I know. The judge is going to think, why were you paying this? And he's going to say, because my guys needed a place to live and I paid it. I mean, they never got me a lease, he's going to say. You know, yeah, I would have probably signed it, but guess what? I didn't. I don't know.
I'm curious on digital signatures. I don't even know what expert we'd ask.
I don't know what expert, but we need to find one.
Hey, when you buy a house, all the contracts with Frank Duran are back and forth like this.
Suzanne, would you ask Frank? I don't want him to come on unless he actually knows, but he uses them. Or ask someone, or if someone is listening, how do you use digital signatures? Compass Insurance uses them too, all the time. I want to know, how would you prove it if you had to? I'm Tom Martino, 303-713-TALK. Get your heads out of winter and think about Century RV. Why? Because it's a fun thing to think about. And did you know that most RV sales are actually made this time of year, and they're used this time of year to get away? RV, recreational vehicle? No, it stands for real vacation, in my opinion. Century RV, 2 locations. They have an indoor facility just west of the city, north of 6th Avenue, between Kipling and Sims, and it's next to Woodley's. They also have one up north on the 119 turnoff to Longmont and I-25, and that has a service department up there, too. CenturyRV.com, 303-453-1111.
It is.
Yeah, that's what I saw. I've never thought anything over 850.
Right.
I've heard that he's, why would he question it?
I think 850 is perfect. I don't think you get it.
Yeah, right.
At least with...
So what was he saying, 872?
Who cares?
Hey, rabbit holes.
Let's get an expert on that.
You know, that's it. That's a good idea. Let's get an expert on credit scores.
They could call me.
Did you know that fake sugar can actually increase your numbers?
I did.
I'm going to spank you and
I did. You
racquetball
know that low
today.
tries are much better than high.
Your tries are too low. I tried to tell you.
Mark, is he about 20 years younger than you thought?
I know how old he is.
Well, he's met that.
He's 64.
Are you talking about, what do you mean?
I thought he was a lot younger. I've spoken to him. Look at what your age is.
Yeah, speak on the phone. I assumed he was like...
He looks 40. How old are you?
37.
He looks about...
You look good. You look 37.
He looks... I see wisdom when I look at him. The wisdom is seeping from his ears.
It's the beard.
It's the name Moses.
That's true. Just the name Moses helps that.
Yeah.
Because you think of Moses.
Why would you go to a clinic? What did Moses do that was so good?
And he part the sea.
Lady three was in the
They can repair most ACL tears with a needle instead of a knife.
And he put them back. He parted, then put it back.
At 303-963-9220, explore your options at a true medical.
It was a long day.
It was a long day.
You guys hurry up. I'm holding this water up.
See, there was actually 12 commandments, and he lost 2 of them. He broke them.
Well, what did they do with the tablets after they were broken? You know?
Put them in the ark.
Yep. Carry around the Ark of the Covenant.
You know, every 5 years they think they find that thing.
There's a good cycle.
Here's the thing. Here's what kills me, though. One of every animal. That's impossible. We have so many.
That's
species.
Noah.
How about gnats? How many species of
You're
gnats?
talking Noah.
Actually, that was only, the word is translated to phylum, and it's not every.
It's not every.
It's a phylum. So.
What does that mean?
Like equus, for all hoofed animals that are horses like that.
Oh,
like
hooves.
zebras and all of that. And then you have the split hoof, and then you have like one reptile.
So it doesn't say one of everything.
No, it says of every phylum or what. There's a word.
Got it.
Yeah. We're just like the recent translation of parting of the Red Sea.
I'm still trying to find the credit score.
Interpreted wrong. It's supposed to be parting of the Reed Sea, which meant they crossed the Delta.
Well,
Well, that's up for.
Somebody said the big miracle is they crossed the Red Sea and all the Egyptians died.
No, it wouldn't be if they crossed the Reed Sea. They could have had a tsunami that took the water out, crossed and come back in.
Now we got a
No, but
first
they,
tsunami though.
What's that?
Right? Now you in for a tsunami.
Yeah.
But
Well, something parted the water.
something parted. It could be a tsunami, right? Just push all the water out.
Yeah.
Or it's just a good story.
Yeah. Or whatever. Hopefully everybody's interpreted.
and there was a theory that around the time of the Great Flood, there was a meteorite.
Yeah.
Did you ever read that?
Yeah. That helped.
that would create a tsunami.
Well, it also created the plagues of Egypt from start from the sky, and they go through all these natural things that could have happened.
I can't think of one movie I saw where the locust came. It was a really good movie.
Ten Commandments.
Yeah.
Was it? No, but it was newer.
The birds.
The birds. That sounds to be it.
No, the locust came and the birds? No, the birds came.
Actually, they did
Outrageous guy.
first the locust. No. I can't think of how it went.
Yeah.
Locust, and then the last was the firstborn.
It might just need a tune-up. Now for
Remember the frog?
The frogs. God, what movie was that?
They come to eat the locusts.
What are you talking about? There was a great movie that was showing all the stuff that happened. No, but it was newer, like in the past 5 years.
Was it?
I don't remember.
Is it a scary show? I'll bet you Grapes of Wrath.
No, it was or newer than that. My God.
Grapes of Wrath. The Grapes of Wrath was.
Well, during the Dust Bowl.
Yeah, there was one right.
No, this was like in the last 5, 6 years. Maybe 10 years.
I think Gods and Kings was the latest.
Let me look at that.
No, they had big grasshopper things during that whole Dust Bowl.
Oh, yeah, they had all kinds of locust plague.
Bad chip.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere. Ideal home loans for your next ideal home loan. Right now, interest rates are steady. We don't know what the Fed will do, but no matter what it does, you have a free refinance with Ideal if they go down. So you never miss out on opportunities. They only have to go down 0.75%. Ideal has other programs available too, like, you know, that credit optimization. For example, if you had to update a credit thing, they do these things automatically behind the scenes. 303-867-7000, idealhomeloans.com. Okay, let's talk. What is on your mind today? We have some guests today. We're going to talk. We have Petrali Roofing from Colorado Springs. We have two guys from Colorado Springs, two of our friends. Petrali Roofing in Colorado Springs. If you have any questions on roofing, or they're just to chime in, say hi. We always like to stay in touch with our people. And then we have Moses Gilder. Moses is Gilder is with Peakview Remodeling. Moses has done some work for me. Has he done work for you, Mark? You too, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and we refer him out a lot. He's in the whole Colorado Springs area. Moses, did you start out as a plumber, right?
I worked at a plumbing warehouse for my uncle.
But are you a plumber?
No.
But you know plumbing.
But I dabble, yeah.
Yeah, and then you do, of course, remodeling. What's your favorite kind of remodeling?
Believe it or not, I like drywall. I like to mud and tape. A
You
lot
do?
of people don't. Yeah.
Oh, man, that's hard.
Yeah,
it really is.
That's my
Have you ever done
serenity.
smooth finish? That is very difficult.
Level 5, yeah, a couple times.
Gosh.
Very time consuming.
Yeah, and the other thing that gets you is the stilts and then doing the ceilings. God, they're hard. How do you to nail up a ceiling? Can you do that alone? Can you hold, or do you use one of those jacks that hold it up?
We have a drywall list for high ceilings.
I've seen guys that are so strong they'll take one sheet and put it up and get the first few screws going, And gosh,
Yeah.
that's crazy. Anyway, say hi to our guys, and they're on the referral list, of course, in Colorado Springs. Let's talk, and if any issues come up for them, they'll talk too. So, Joe, let's wait. Did we just do this one? Is this the Joe with this lease, or is this another one? Because he didn't use his real name, Tony. Is this you, Tony? Okay. Suzanne, line 2 is not him, so let's just figure out who it is. Thanks. Okay. Reed, you say you have some information, or we have some information for you. You have an issue with an attorney. Tell us what's going on.
Well, it's not really an issue with the attorney. I had a scam call.
Oh, okay. And the guy claimed to be an attorney. Is that right?
Well, no, it was first, he was my grandson.
Oh,
and was in trouble.
We hear this all the time. I don't even know how they know who to target on these scams, where they say, Grandma, this is so-and-so, or whatever.
They trick him into saying the name.
And they somehow trick people, so you knew it was a scam. What did they say when you first answered?
Well, see, a week ago he called, and he said, this is your grandson. And I said, what's your name? What's your name? What's your name? And he said, Charlie. So I didn't question that. He said he got in a wreck. And
by the way, is your grandson named Charlie?
No. So he called back yesterday.
Well, wait. When he said it was Charlie, what did you do the week ago when he called?
I did not question it. He wasn't my grandson.
What did you do? What did you do back then?
He said he had a broken nose and stitches.
And what did you do?
I said, if I was with you, Charlie, at this time, you'd have more stitches than you have now.
and then what? Did he hang up?
He hung up,
okay.
And he called again yesterday. And then I played the game. He said, Grandpa, this is your son. I said, Charlie? Yes, Grandpa.
Oh, good.
He said, I'm in trouble. I got in a wreck in Wyoming, and I'm in the jail. They got me, and I got a court-appointed lawyer, Chad Reed.
And he says he needs money?
He needs money. He gave me the case number and his phone number. I called him, and he said that he represented him in court as a court-appointed attorney, and the judge had ruled.
Where did he say the case was? What state or whatever?
Wyoming.
Okay. And what did this attorney want you to do?
He said if I could help with a $10,000 bond. He was charged with reckless endangerment. And I said, he said today, I said, no, I have to go to my bank and tomorrow and we can get back together then. He said, no problem. He said I should call him or he'd call me.
Oh, good. So he's waiting for your call.
He said, best of luck and Godspeed.
Okay. So
I got out a little bit this morning.
Yeah?
They called me twice.
I like you, man. I like you. You're a you-know-what stirrer.
So he called me twice, and I called him back, and I said, I'm on my way to my bank, and I'll call you from the bank. And he said, no, he said, I can't. He said, I can tell you what to do now.
Okay, what did he want you to do?
Well, he wouldn't, I wouldn't let him because I said, no, I'm 85 years old and in heavy traffic. I'll call you from the bank.
Okay, and that was it.
So can you call that number?
Yeah. I want to get you on to talk to him, and then we'll listen in, and then I'll try to chime in. Yeah, let's do that. So hold on, and let's get a fresh start here so we have some time, okay? You hold on, and we'll do it right after the break. Oh, that'll be good. But really quickly here, just before the break, Frank, I want to make this quick, though. If you've ever had a question, you use digital contracts, what kind of verification do people use to prove a digital signature? Do you know?
Hey, Tom, we use what's called a certificate of completion on our CTM contract. So what this does, when you click on the certificate of completion, it shows the IP address, and it shows the time, and it was date stamped. That's about the best proof you have is the IP address.
And that shows where it was signed, literally.
Yeah, it shows literally the IP address and the time and date, yes.
But people have a lot of times spoofed IPs and stuff, but you've never run into a problem?
No.
Okay.
But, I have a chance to meet with these people first and check out the situation.
Yeah, of course.
With the real owners.
Yeah, of course. And again, we've never actually known any to go to court, but Frank Duran says there's an IP address and there's a certificate of completion where the IP address appears. And,
we use that VPN a lot in...
Yeah,
I could be coming out of Canada.
Right. We spoof all the time our IPs when we're doing our investigations, so it can appear that we're coming from anywhere. But Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, is the man, by the way. I'm glad I had him on the phone. He's been an integral part of this show when it comes to providing information and helping buyers and sellers. 303-920-1622.
New Jersey, man. You sign everything electronically?
Yes. Everything. Oh, wait. No, they had me send it back. I actually sent stuff back FedEx. No, that's right.
So on the credit score, the original FICO goes up to 850, but there are versions of that, like through auto and stuff, if you were 900 and 950. So that's
but if they're pulling your FICO, it's 850. Well, that's what everybody in the world pays.
Right. But there are, like, auto lenders might have a different type of...
I got my own. Yeah. I got 14,000.
Seinfeld scale.
How much time do I have?
God, you're going to be crying. And I'm fasting, too.
So you should be better.
Oh, I'll be great.
Because fasting, you should be better. I should get 5 extra points.
I would spot him.
I'm in day 2. I'm doing 4 days this time.
10 extra points.
I haven't played forever. I'm looking forward to it.
Forever's a long time.
I haven't played
Are you saying you've never?
7 years, 46 days, and 3 hours.
Since yesterday, it's killing me.
You guys play racquetball at all?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. I used to really love it. I'll make it back to here.
Did you ever play any ladders or get
Start.
Well, I'm in a league.
Have you ever gotten pegged? No, like he can get the back of the leg or the back of the head.
Oh,
Is he a good enough player to
Oh,
that?
God.
Look at him.
Yeah, you're right. No, you're right.
I'm not sure he can hold the racket.
Would you answer your daughter's text, please? She wants to use a mobile guide. She's asking that we spot her $100 till she's paid next Thursday.
Where's the mobile guy going?
I don't know, but
There's not going to
apparently
be some mobile guy going to our house.
No, but she just says he's cheaper, and I said you had to be okay with all that.
Mobile, you mean like a lift guy?
She cracked her phone. She dropped it.
But after January, we don't know what the weather's going to be like this spring.
God, I dropped my
And then if we get a window
on Saturday night on the bowl.
how much do you guys do mostly installs, or what kind of work do you guys do?
Granddaughter poured all the chocolate into this bowl. I kept my phone and it just does this flip thing on my phone.
Interior, exterior?
This year I didn't got the case out.
I think you're looking up the rural.
Yeah, because I did a couple years ago.
I just don't remember these.
Yeah.
It
was a pain.
You know, in the league and stuff, this is, and because it's all honesty between the 2 people, if you even hit the guy, if they're in your way, the guy that got hit is his fault. Yeah.
What do you mean?
So say, I'm going to hit the ball, and you're standing right in front of me, and I hit you. I win the points, even though I hit you, because you're in the way. But it's one of those things, I mean, you can say,
So,
which you probably would.
if I'm ready to hit the ball,
You got to give them a clear shot.
that's my point.
Anyway,
I know. Let's do an operation on air.
I've got an appointment Friday to go.
Yeah.
I wouldn't wait.
you can't find quality windows for dollars that do it for
That explodes, you basically die.
I know. But they don't agree that's what it is.
What's that?
I've had a appendicitis 3 times in my life. I'm having that.
That's one of the reasons.
But because I have no fever, they're not doing anything.
You have it now?
Yeah, I have it right now.
No, you don't. How do you know you have it?
You can't
I've had it twice before.
But wait, appendicitis, they take it out usually, then you don't have it again.
When I was in my 20s, I couldn't afford to do it, so I healed up.
You literally got over the infection without having your appendix removed.
He said he's had it 3 times.
I think it's the third time.
You are crazy. You should have that taken care
I
of.
know. Well, when I was in my 40s, it happened. I was in Mexico.
And now my
On
hair
vacation.
grows better than
I didn't want to do it down there.
If you're a candidate for Neograft with
So appendix, you can live totally without no problem. What other organ or whatever can you also live out?
You know, if you make a list of all the things you could really live without, I'm not talking about
Well,
like
right, but I mean, just naturally.
Figure it out.
No, especially with the glass. You need that. That's what we need.
You know, but
yeah.
Well, there's a purpose for
You know
it.
what? Tell me the purpose of the conference.
We don't need anything from the job. All we need is
Admiral.
The purpose of the conference is that noise. So we have company back there.
Hey, they're bored. They're like alpacas. There's got to be more than one.
I don't want to leave
Yeah, that lady told me that at that alpaca farm.
And
You can't just have one, she says, or else it'll die of loneliness.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, 303-713-TALK. BecomeTheBanker.info will get you to a website to explain the concept of getting a life insurance policy and overfunding it for cash value. Again, this is a conservative, safe investment. It really is. But you have to decide if it's right for you. It makes more than normal savings. It's tax-free. You can tap that and borrow from it and pay yourself back. And this cash account, the whole idea is to have a big cash account that grew tax-free over the time that you've had it, and then you borrow from it in retirement to supplement retirement. And then you never pay it back, so it's not income, but the life insurance death benefit pays it back. BecomeTheBanker.info. All right, let's keep going here. Reed got a scam call. I like this. He played along, said he was on his way to the bank. He's 85. And this fake lawyer, Chad. So Reed, you're going to tell him that you got the money or whatever. Just play along, whatever you want to do. And then I'm going to listen in while we do it. So I want you to hold on. I'm going to get you up when we get this call going, okay? Hold on. So,
Okay.
all right, this is going to be... Oh, actually, I think I can do it right now if I do it like this. So let's do it. I'm going to call this guy, Chad, the fake lawyer.
We had a poor old guy about a year ago go to Walgreens, buy $60,000. Or no, $6,000 worth of iTunes cards over the
All right,
same
now,
scam.
ready, Reed? We're going to be calling this guy Chad. A ripoff.
Public Defender's Office. How can I direct your call?
Yes, I need to talk to Chad Reed. He was representing my grandson that's in Wyoming that had a bond of $10,000, and I'm at the bank now, and I can get exactly. They gave me $9,000 cash out of my savings. Would that help?
Yes, that would definitely help. Listen, take the cash home and give Chad Reed a call, okay?
Do what now?
I will take this information to Chad, okay? His instructions are to take the money home and give him a call back, okay? Call him when you're home with the money, okay?
Well, can't you? I have the money right now. I'm 85 years old and I can't travel back and forth very well with the traffic. I'd like to go right now and get it taken care of because I'm worried about my grandson, Charlie.
I'm having a hard time hearing you. This is what I'm going to do, okay? Go to the parking lot, okay? I will have Chad Reed call you in 2 minutes, okay? Go to your parking lot, and he's going to call you back.
Okay. But by the way, who are we talking to? I'm Reed's friend. I'm trying to help him out here. Who are we talking to?
This is Peter Mulligan, sir.
Okay, thank you. He's concerned about his grandson. I don't know anything. He just asked me to take him there to get the money. So
okay, that's not a problem.
Okay, so I told him not to get cash because you guys. I mean, how can he get you cash, right? So how do you want to, should he get a money order? What should he do right now before?
He's going to go to a bonding agency.
Okay. And then what?
Funds there.
What? I don't even know what a bond. Where does he find a bonding agency? Because like I said, I need to get back to work.
Reed, listen. If you need to get back to work, I understand. Okay.
Yeah.
You can take him home with his cash. Mr. Reed is working on everything as we speak. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
He's working on this case.
Okay.
Now, the instructions are: get the money, take it home, and we'll locate the bonding agency in your town that's going to work with us. We will put them in communications with you guys. Okay. Maybe this will be now. Maybe this will be this afternoon. Okay.
Okay.
But right
thanks.
now, we don't have the information for the next steps, sir. I do apologize, but we have to locate a licensed agency that's willing to work with us here.
Okay. Okay. I understand. Yeah. See, Reed, I told you you can't use cash. I told you that. So here's what.
It has to be in cash. Sir.
Oh, it has to be. I'm sorry. Okay.
Judge issued a cash bond.
Okay. Okay. So this cash will be given to a bonding agent who will then take care of the rest.
They will sign a bond certificate.
Okay. Good.
Reed.
Good.
And have your relative released within an hour after the bond certificate is received.
Thank you. So what I think we ought to do is we'll call you back. Reed, okay, we disconnected him. Reed, this guy, man, whoo, he is really in for the kill. I wonder, of course, we're not going to let anyone come to your house or anything, but we need to figure out, we'll be with you, but we need to figure out how they're going to get, so they're going to have somebody here in Denver kind of hook up with you for the cash. What do you think, Mark?
I bet it's going to be more like, I don't know, a Western Union or something like that. No, the iTunes, that was a big one, man. That poor old guy got nailed.
All right. So, Reed, I think he was suspicious of the phone number. That's why they wanted to call you back. That's why I wish that we could figure out how to do this, call back. And
if he's on a cell phone, he should be able to call us.
But he probably, you don't know how to do a conference call, do you, Reed?
Oh,
probably not.
No.
Yeah. Okay. It's okay. Hold on a second, Reed. Just hold on. I want to make sure I have your information to call you back. Just hold on, because we're going to take a quick break. We're going to figure this out during the break, okay? 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Budget A1 Transmission and Auto Repair is doing a crazy deal right now. I call it crazy because, hey, it's not crazy for you. It's great. If you have transmission trouble, they're going to tear apart your transmission, open it up, okay? And they're going to lay it out and tell you exactly what your transmission needs. Now, think about this. No charge. I know. They're going to, even if you decide not to have the work done, no charge. If you decide to have the work done, they're not going to back charge you. If you want to take it somewhere else, you can do that too. There really is no risk at all. Everything is right out in the open. If you have transmission trouble, you'll never find anyone to diagnose it like this. Budget A1, Transmission and Auto Repair, Mark Machowski on South Santa Fe, just south of Dartmouth. That's Budget A1. Look for him on my referral list at referralist.com for a free teardown inspection, 303-781-9858, 781-9858.
Will they have the guy go and
this report
cash for this man? How would they do that?
No. I'm saying he would go to a Western Union
they're
with
going
the
to have
cash.
an accomplice. They're going to have a...
No way.
That'd be great.
No way.
He can come to my house if he wants.
There's no way they're going to have an accomplice.
We told him to wait in the parking lot.
Yeah, but the reason they do that is because they don't want people in the bank hearing them.
Yeah, because everyone tells them. When we did that other scam that happened, remember that?
Yeah, they don't want normal people hearing what's going on because someone will walk over and say, hey, what are you doing? This is a scam.
How does our phone number show up on his call? Right?
I have no clue.
Well, I'm going to call you.
Go ahead.
You star 67?
720. Oh, I can't say it.
630 K-How. It's the light of the holiday sales event at PK.
Okay, Mark.
Specials on PK Forte.
Liability comes standard. Check it out at PKia.com.
PKia. It's a great idea. PKia. The free iHeartRadio app keeps getting better and better. Not only do we have thousands of live radio stations from all over the country, your favorite music at your fingertips, and playlists for every occasion, but we have podcasts, over 20,000 of them. And coming soon, the podcast everyone's talking about, the Ron Burgundy Podcast. One app for everything you love. iHeartRadio, your music, your stations and podcasts, anytime, anywhere.
I am so thrilled we now have a chiropractor on the referral list. BrightenYourFamily.com. Read about Dr. Mike, the neurological chiropractor. He believes that the nerves fire off and can cause misalignments. And of course, he's become known for his torque release technique that releases the nerve pressure and allows your body to relax and heal itself. He doesn't just bully your spine into position. We're talking about non-jarring adjustments using activators and other precise targeting equipment. For an initial evaluation, only $50 to get a complete workup, and then the adjustments are only $50. And if you get a package of just 10 or more, you can get $35. Veterans are only $30. This is the real deal. Bright Light Chiropractic, 720-583-4506. 720-583-4506. Not only a great chiropractor, but great prices. I can't believe I found him. BrightenYourFamily.com.
It's time to join the millions of people using Zoom video conferencing. Turn any size conference room, huddle room, or executive office into a Zoom room with flawless HD video, crystal clear audio, and instant wireless sharing. It'll even work with your existing hardware. Start your meetings with a single touch or use Zoom's new voice command feature. Hey Zoom, start meeting. Huddle happy. Visit Zoom.us to set up your free Zoom room trial today. That's Zoom.us. Zoom video conferencing.
Gold Bond salutes all you fixers out there. Fixers of wobbly chairs, squeaky stairs, and drippy faucets. Folks who can fix just about anything, except dry, cracked hands. Whoa, that's bad. Man. Say hello to Gold Bond Cracked Skin Cream. More than a lotion, it precisely fills, soothes, and protects rough, cracked fingers and knuckles. 91% said cracked skin felt smoother in one day. Yep. Feeling good. Gold Bond Cracked Skin Cream. Find it in First Aid at CVS.
I grew up in a military family, and that's why it's important to me to remind veterans that it's time to take advantage of the VA benefits that you deserve. This is Ross Kaminsky, and I thank you, and American Financing thanks you for your service, and want to see that you receive the greatest savings when it comes to owning a home on the land you once defended. When using your VA benefits, there's no down payment and no mortgage interest required, and you'll receive some of the lowest rates in the industry. If you're already in a mortgage, it's no problem. You can refinance any existing mortgage into a VA loan while receiving access to 100% of your home's value. That's greater than any other loan program can offer, and even though it's called a VA loan, it's available to active duty military and spouses as well, so you don't have to wait to take advantage of such incredible savings. A salary-based mortgage consultant will listen to your financial goals and customize a loan program to fit your needs. Just call 303-695-7000, 303-695-7000, or AmericanFinancing.net.
NMLS 182334, regulated by the Division of Real Estate. Ask Alexa to play 630 KHOW on iHeartRadio. Then you can hear Capless and Kafer this afternoon at 4.
Getting 630 KHOW from iHeartRadio.
If Denver's talking about it, you'll hear it on 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. DenverEgressWindow.com. DenverEgressWindow.com. They will rebuild your egress windows, which are window wells. They can take out that crap builders put in there, the corrugated steel that's rusting out, put in new stuff. They can even do brand new window wells where one does not exist if you want to open up that square footage legally. It secures your family. Listen, Denver Egress Window is in the business of protection and adding value to your home. You may not like egress windows, but they're necessary and they're safe and they can make them look beautiful. They can also actually dig down and open up a patio area and a walkout basement even on a flat lot. You got to see more at their website, DenverEgressWindow.com, 720-626-4221, 720-626-4221. Did you notice that guy that scammed? Okay, that guy said, public defender's office. And then our Reed, our elderly gentleman, 85, he's playing along with the guy and says, I could only get $9,000. Will that work? Because it's a $10,000 bail, according to the fake attorney and the scammers. And the scammer immediately said, oh, yeah, that'll work. Like, what is he going to do? Go to the judge and say, okay, judge, what about 9? Not, we don't have 10, but what about 9? I mean, he automatically said, oh, yeah, that'll work. And we'll release your loved one. I mean, these guys are just relentless. I'm wondering what the next part of the scam will be. We got to try to play it out as long as possible. I wanted to reveal myself right then, but what good would it do, right? Daryl, is it? No, not Daryl. Dara. Excuse me, Dara. Welcome. What's happening?
All right. So I have been a Lyft driver for over a year.
Okay.
And on November 19th, I got in my first car accident.
While you're on duty?
Yes, I had the driver mode on. I'm just reading the coverage again. So, yeah, while on duty, I just actually dropped off a passenger safely.
Mm-hmm. And what happened?
Within minutes, I was in a car accident between 17th Street and Welton Street.
And what kind of an accident? Was it involving another vehicle?
Yes, a taxi cab, actually.
Did you hit the taxi?
The taxi cab hit me, but I am at fault.
Why?
Because of the ticket. I don't know. I mean, I'm a safe driver.
I mean, how did they hit you? Did you run a red light or run a stop sign or what?
Maybe.
Okay.
I mean, maybe I made the mistake.
Whatever. The cop gave you a ticket, right? What does it say on the ticket?
The ticket says that
failure to yield or what?
Yeah, not applying to the traffic rules, whatever it is.
All right. So anyway, right now, how bad is your car?
My car had to be towed away.
Towed away? Is it totaled? Is it a total wreck? Does it look really bad?
Well, I had my personal mechanic go because...
Yeah, so tell me the extent of damage.
Well, I mean, it's not drivable.
Okay,
and,
it's serious. And so what's the issue? What's the issue right now?
The issue is it got towed to Mirage Recovery Service.
Yeah.
And if I'd known that Geico or Lyft wasn't going to cover any part of my car, I would have had that car towed to my house.
Now, why is it not being covered?
I had the same questions.
Well, hold on.
Well, with Lyft, if there's not a passenger in, their insurance isn't going to kick in like Uber, and then she probably doesn't have full coverage or comp and collision.
What year is this car?
It's a 2014 Nissan Versa Note.
And you owe money?
I owe $13,000 on a car that's worthless.
I understand, but I need to ask you some questions.
Mm-hmm.
Did you look at your cover? First of all, do you have collision coverage or do you have just liability?
I had full coverage with
You had
Geico.
to. You had to if it was financed. So you had full. Then why won't your insurance cover you? Because you were on duty?
Because when I reported the accident, they asked me if I drove for Lyft, and I said
yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
So because I did that, I don't get a rental car. I don't.
No, I get
any,
it. I get it. They're denying coverage, but then Lyft only covers you when you are with a passenger.
Yes.
But do they? Hold on. Does Lyft cover you if you had a passenger? Does Lyft only cover the medical bills, or do they cover the actual car? Does anyone know?
I think they're just going to cover the passenger side.
Well, then what I don't understand is then no one can ever be covered driving for Lyft, is what you're saying.
No, if you call up Compass, Brian will find certain insurance companies that will allow you to do it.
Can you call Compass and find out what's going on? Who's your insurance carrier?
I have Geico.
Uh-huh. Okay. So you have a big problem, man. A very big problem.
I do. And I'm very stressed.
No, I mean, there's no easy way out of this. I'm going to give you the shorthand version from my experience. I don't think you're going to get coverage. You can't make someone cover you.
And worse, she's going to still owe $13,000.
Yeah, well, you're going to have to do a bankruptcy. I mean, let's just talk quickly to Brian Burns. first of all, she's a Lyft driver. She was on duty, but no passenger. So Lyft says you're not covered.
Yep.
Now, does Lyft cover the vehicle ever? Do you know?
Yes, in certain circumstances, when the passenger's in there or they're on for hire.
I understand
at that.
Point.
Yeah.
When she was up for hire, but there was no passenger in there.
Right. So, and they have an exclusion probably underneath their policy for that. And
but what I want to know is this. I want to know about the vehicle. Now, I know when a passenger's in there, they cover the passenger. Do they cover the vehicle?
Well, I'm talking, yes. I've seen policies that do, in fact, cover the vehicle from these rideshare companies.
Okay, now, what about your policies you sell to consumers? Do they cover the vehicle when you're on duty?
Absolutely. If you have the rideshare endorsement, it does, yeah.
It can. So it's possible if she had this finance, they're telling her, Geico is telling her she's not covered. So the first thing we're going to do, the very first thing, I want Brian to analyze your coverage, Dara, before we go. Let's just do that. They could be lying to you. We don't know. So hang on. We'll connect that and take it from there.
Stock markets go up and markets go down.
We need somehow to get her policy over to companies.
See, it just talks about Uber. It just talks about liability.
And that's what it sounds like. It's a liability.
They're not going to cover her car. Ever.
No, but her insurance will.
I don't think so,
No,
man.
unless she has business insurance.
Unless she has an endorsement on there.
Well, there have to be, because otherwise...
The same thing happens to pizza delivery guys, man. You've had these calls.
But he said that he writes policies all the time that cover it.
With a particular endorsement.
Okay,
She didn't have it.
but it's policy, and it covers it.
No, but they're adding on endorsements saying they're also an Uber driver.
I don't care how you word it. They have.
I bet your
policies that
insurance
cover
right now wouldn't cover it. I bet your insurance would do the same thing.
We're not arguing. I understand what you're saying. There's coverage for fucking Lyft drivers. He says he writes policies all the time that cover it.
Yes.
Now, there are some that don't. Here's the point, is that if she doesn't have it, she's
screwed.
I mean, but can she say she was off duty?
It's all on the app. If the app's logged in, you're on. If the app's
Now, I
logged
wonder
off,
if CSI insurance would cover that, so she wouldn't at least get buried in the car.
what do you mean CSI?
The lender's insurance, if she didn't have coverage.
If she has coverage, no, because they didn't have that policy.
No, even if it's forced, they're not going to.
They might have a big umbrella that helps them.
But that umbrella would say, well, to only pay the loan for them.
Yeah.
But it's not going to do it if she has a policy, I don't think.
That's the question, if she has.
But that's something to ask Brian.
Yeah.
Is he still on? Here's what I'm saying. His insurance, your insurance, your insurance. If you drive for Lyft right now, I bet you're not covered.
No, you need to tell
stuff here right now.
Yeah, you need to. Well, I would be because I have business.
It's same with pizza, man.
Yeah, I get it, and they have to have the endorsement to cover them. Right. And she didn't.
And it can be awful expensive.
Well, it can be, but you know what?
Well, all of a sudden it doesn't make sense to drive for Lyft.
All of a sudden, when you're dishonest to your insurance company about what you have.
Yeah, but she might have not been. People just don't even know.
Yeah, I think
they have insurance. They need to make a few extra bucks. They download the app and go. They don't even give it a second thought. Like an 18-year-old kid delivering pizzas doesn't give it a second thought.
I know. I agree with you. But what I'm thinking is we used to call it LSI, lender single interest. They try to call it CSI something.
Most of those though is a big umbrella coverage. If it's a big bank.
No, I'm talking about the lender would at least have CSI would pay off her car, so she's not going to be.
Here's my point though. Most lenders, what I'm saying is like Security Federal's a massive lender. I'm saying they probably do that internally, so that's their own bucket, their own umbrella, their own insurance.
Yeah.
So ultimately, she's still going to owe them whatever the amount is.
You think so? Even though it's covered under the insurance. Well.
But my point is, they're self-insured. It's them.
Yeah. Oh, I agree.
They're paying themselves. So she still owes it.
Read that though. I don't really understand this contingent collision comprehensive.
Series truck during our holiday sales event and purchase. You're sending a message to the world that says, yes, I can help. Because now you're the friend with the Ford truck.
It says it only does it if they have
coverage.
Comprehensive and collision. So I don't know why theirs would kick in.
Everyone counts on. You wouldn't have it any other way.
Regardless of who
Or
has the underlying accident, up to the vehicle's actual cash value. And subject to, that's an interesting one. I mean,
Right, but
why do they call it contingent?
Right, because it has to be, if the driver has their own collision.
But she does.
No, she doesn't. She doesn't have a collision. Oh, wait, I'm sorry, she does.
She does, but here's what they're saying. But it doesn't cover her. So therefore, it is contingent. Because her own insurance isn't covering it, their contingent won't cover it.
But why would you need the contingent if she had insurance?
Beats hell out of me.
Yeah, exactly.
But maybe this contingent coverage would pay for damage.
Maybe whoever answered this, I know, is an idiot.
Saying, it seems hard to believe that they're going to use that when
No,
it's
but what
probably
is
a
the
bad
problem with
brake job.
what's the problem with the dealership to begin with?
She went in for a brake job, they did it, and the brake fluid bled through or something. Then they said that it failed or something like that.
How long after the brake job?
That did it fail, I don't know. But it's just really
Did you get Dara
curious.
to send her policy?
Okay, yeah, when I said email us, she said HDLP8T troubleshooter.com. I said, no, the @ sign. She used the @ sign to email. So all she's going to be able to do is send me a picture. She can't fax, she can't scan. I don't know if taking a picture of her policy is going to work.
I'll tell you why theirs probably didn't
Are you
cover it.
doing
Because
okay?
she wasn't on
Good.
She wasn't on, she wasn't logged into the app. It probably would cover it if she was on the app.
Now the dealership is saying she put windshield wiper fluid in the wrong line and it's eating the rubber of her brake lines. That's the problem, not that they did a bad brake job.
Whoa. Who put the brake fluid in?
A dealership.
Wow. Geez, that's pretty weak.
Well, you gotta be a real idiot.
That's what I'm saying. That's insane.
It's one thing if you do the windshield wipers, the
But she's
radiator.
saying it seems impossible that you could
The other one, you
accidentally
gotta
put
flip up that
washer.
thing and take it off.
Mark, it seems impossible, like, I don't know much about cars, but I know where my windshield wiper fluid goes. I mean, would it be hard to put it in the brake line? I mean, wouldn't you have to work at
My
it?
son-in-law put in the power steering.
And the reservoir's looking like that, right?
And usually you got to pop it off.
My son-in-law.
Yeah, and you're holding this big gallon jug and your reservoir's like 3 cups.
My son-in-law put
Something's funky. I mean, I think it's possible they're just stupid.
It's easy enough to check it.
Are they saying the dealership did that?
No, the dealership's
Saying she
brake
did it.
job went bad.
Yeah.
And right before they did the brake job, the customer says, by the way, I put windshield wiper fluid in, but nothing's coming out. So now that the brake job's gone bad, they're saying, we think you might have put windshield wiper fluid in the wrong lines, and that's what screwed it
Well, when
up.
they test drove it, they should have.
You open it up and it's blue versus
It's water versus freaking oil.
Well, it's alcohol. Through the
Yeah,
alcohol.
she doesn't want to say the name of the dealership, but it is.
Yeah, you're right. It'd be blue as hell.
Or it could be.
No, they have some of the red stuff.
They got green too.
Well, okay, but it's not. The brake fluid's not green or red.
Is the brake fluid more corrosive?
What's that?
Wouldn't that be more corrosive than?
Oh, both things.
Whoever did the brake job, when they're bleeding those calipers, should have.
I have a tester. When you're testing brake fluid, it tests for the amount of water in it because it's hygroscopic.
So
that's what it is.
That's all that is.
He's got to be. I don't understand.
50% alcohol.
So
If
actually,
the
you
app's
can
on and you're driving the passenger,
you're covered to these deductibles, but you also have to have. So I wonder if you have to have the business thing also. Then. The business coverage.
You mean on your own personal insurance? Well, whether it's called business or not, I don't know, but you got to have coverage to be a driver.
No, the Troubleshooter.
Help me if you can, I'm feeling down. And I do.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Welcome. We are here to help you solve problems, to answer questions, to take complaints, and to make your life a little easier. That's what we do. And speaking of making your life easier, this hour brought to you by the Raleigh House. Now, the Raleigh House has a number, a free informational number for anyone touched by addiction, and that is a big part of consumer advocacy, helping people with health care problems as well as money, buying and selling, and career and all of that. The Raleigh House will answer any question, and this is the deal. You probably think, why? Until you find something in your kid's room or in your husband's pocket, or at a friend's house and you're thinking, what is this? What does it mean? How do I know if there's a habit? If there is one, how bad is it? Do people die? What do I say to them? Is there treatment available? Is it medical? Is it psychological? Is it spiritual? Is it a combination? What does it cost? What does insurance do? You see, you may not have questions until you find out you have questions. So keep the number, 720-893-5559. This is for information. No sales jobs. 720-893-5559. Information on addiction, sponsored by theRaleighHouse.com. Wow, we got a lot going on here. We're investigating the insurance thing. But basically, the default is not to cover Lyft and Uber drivers while on duty if you have regular insurance. Now, you can get endorsements, and in some cases, you can get policies that will cover. But in general, they do not cover you. So then you have to ask, what about Uber and Lyft? What do they cover? And from everything we find, they only cover liability when passengers are present, but don't cover the car. I'm not sure if that's true or not. But all we know, and if you're an Uber or Lyft driver, call us, because you guys are at risk. Because I'm hearing that unless you have a policy, which is rare, it's not the norm, unless you have a policy that covers you, you're not covered. So even when Uber and Lyft do cover you, it's only liability. So I don't, and medical bills, but I don't understand what's going to happen to this woman. She owes $13,000 on a 2014 car. This is the dark side of Uber and Lyft for these drivers. So we're investigating it. 303-713-TALK. Now, you want me to take what? Number one? Okay. Sandy has a Trailblazer, an 08 Chevy Trailblazer. She has a problem. So how many miles on this, Sandy?
I think 117,000.
Okay, so what's going on?
Well, I was having trouble with my four-wheel drive, and I took it into a dealership, and they had to replace the encoder. And so it was the transfer case encoder. But while they were at it, I asked them to check my brakes and stuff because different things were going on.
Did you have a brake job?
Yes, so we got a brake job. And then I also asked them, could they check my windshield wipers, because we had recently put some fluid in them and it wasn't working, so I wanted them to check that out. So what ended up happening is they got my car fixed. They resurfaced the rotors on the back and put new rear pads, and then I guess they replaced the rotors on the front.
Okay.
So when I picked up the car,
when did you pick up the car?
Oh boy, what day did we do this?
Roughly.
I picked up.
What month?
It was like the 5th of November.
November, okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so what happened? You picked it up.
So I picked it up, and it was either that day or a couple of days later, I was smelling like rubber was burning, and I didn't say anything to them because I thought to myself, okay, well, if you spill oil on an engine, sometimes that will make a smell, so maybe something was
so what
burning
happened then? So you
the
smelled
back.
rubber, okay.
Yeah, so I didn't say anything. But then, now my pedal goes almost to the floor.
Oh, that's dangerous. Did you get it checked?
And I almost hit somebody. Yeah, I took it straight to the dealership.
And what
So
did they say?
Well, they drove it and they saw the same thing, so they said, well, maybe we need to, just reflush it. And so then they called me back and said, we're not going to reflush it, and now they're saying that the fluid is contaminated. And
how did it get contaminated?
Well, they're saying that possibly we put the windshield washer fluid in the master cylinder, which that's ridiculous. The guy who did it is a truck driver and a mechanic.
Sandy,
yeah.
Why would they even bother saying that you put fluid in? Did anyone put fluid in to begin with?
No, not.
So why would they just out of the blue say, oh, by the way, somebody put washer fluid in your master cylinder? To me, that doesn't make sense. Did you tell them that you filled your washer fluid?
Yes, I told them we did the washer fluid because they checked.
But you told me when you took it to the dealership, you specifically told me, I don't know why you told me this because I've never heard of these combinations, but you said, please check the brakes. I'm having brake problems, and while you're at it, do the wiper fluid. Is that what you said to them?
No, I said to them, while you're at it, could you just check my windshield wipers while
Why?
you have this in here?
Why? Why would anyone? I just never heard of that. What was wrong with the windshield wipers?
She told me because she said she put the fluid in, or somebody did, and nothing was coming out. So
yeah,
can
that's
you
what
please check
what
that?
I'm getting at, Sandy, is why would anyone? I've never heard someone say check out the windshield wipers. I mean,
well,
I'm not doubting
something
it.
else wrong with the car. No, it's just something else wrong with the car.
But what
so
was
thought, well,
wrong?
While
Okay,
you have it, check it.
Why didn't you tell them to check everything? Why the wipers? Was there any problem with your wipers prior to going to the dealer?
Yeah, the fluid wasn't coming out. That's why I was asking them.
Now, the fluid wasn't coming out. How do we know there was fluid in there? Is this when your truck driver friend put fluid in it?
He did put fluid in it.
Okay, so your truck driver friend put fluid in your car. I'm just trying to get information, Sandy. I'm not trying to accuse you. So your truck driver friend
I'm not taking it that way.
Your truck driver friend put windshield wiper fluid in your car, and the wiper fluid wasn't coming out. So when you went to the dealer for your brakes, but here's what I want to know: were you having brake problems before the windshield wiper problems?
Yeah, the brakes were starting to act funny, and they started being weird, and he kept saying, why are you driving so funny with your brakes? And I said, I'm not doing anything different.
So it was after or before the windshield wiper fluid?
You know, I wish I could tell you the answer.
So you took it to the dealer and said, here's what I think happened, Sandy, and God knows I get it wrong, but here's what I think happened. I think that your friend filled the wiper fluid, and he put it in the master cylinder, and then your brakes started acting up, and that is why when you took it to the dealer, you said, check the brakes, and by the way, check the wipers too, because both things were happening at the same time. They checked it, they did a brake job, but what they didn't know is that the contaminated fluid, even though they flushed it out, had rotted some of the rubber. So hence the wear on your brake system. So it's not a big deal. They should be able to replace what they need to for not a lot of money if that mistake was made.
Well, they went $2,200, but here's
why
the thing.
Wait, whoa. Why $2,200?
Because they said probably the rubber all the way through that thing.
Are they? Hold on.
The whole thing.
But the work that they already did, they're not redoing that work, are they? You said they did discs and all that. That's still all good.
No, that should still all be good. But here's the thing.
You need to get it to one of our experts to see what's wrong with it.
Okay, but can I just say something?
Yeah, sure. Ahead.
We went and met with them yesterday, and they showed us the fluid, and they said, we're going to send it out to analyze it to see what that is. And I said, that's a great idea. That way, because I know they'd probably see it wasn't windshield washer fluid. So now they called me this afternoon and said that the service manager said he's not going to have it analyzed, and that there is no evidence that they did anything, and so.
Well, I don't think they did. You took it in there with wiper fluid problem. You took it in there with wiper problems and brake problems, and they did what they were supposed to do, and that is they filled up the wiper fluid and they fixed your brakes. And as I said, the harm had already been done. Sandy, I don't listen. I'm not even hearing their side of the story. I'm only hearing one side, and I'm not on your side. And I'm not against you. But Sandy, I think that it's pretty obvious. You went with wiper problems and with brake problems, and they dealt with it, but they can't help that there was contamination. And what should they?
The brakes weren't right from the time I picked it up. Something was still.
That's
not
right.
working with the
That's
brakes.
right. Because when they did the brake stuff, the contaminated fluid had already done damage, and they didn't know. There's no way to know there's internal damage. They did what was apparent, and that is some worn brake parts and flush the fluid. That's what anyone would have done. So what did they do wrong, do you think? Tell me. I want to know. What do you think they did to contribute to this brake problem at 117,000 miles? What did they do wrong? That's what I want to confine it to. And if you tell me and we can confirm it, I'm all for you. What did they do wrong?
Well, here's what I think.
Okay.
I think because the brakes were not feeling right after they did it, and we hadn't done anything with the washer fluid at that point, the brakes were being like really hard.
Hold on. Now, maybe I got the sequence wrong. I thought the reason they did the brakes is because you took the car in and said, check my brakes, they're not right, and while you're at it, check my wipers because the fluid's not coming out. You told us at the beginning of this call that you mean to tell me that's not how it started?
No. What I'm saying is they had already done the whole brake job, okay? And then after I got it back...
That's when your friend did the fluid.
No.
Okay, bye. Goodbye. We're done. Goodbye. Sandy, you want to structure your story so it's the way you want it to be. Now, either you took your car in out of the blue. Now, if you told me they did a complete brake job, then your friend did the wiper stuff, but you didn't. You said you took it in with brake problems and with wiper problems. And now you're telling me no. So
Please let me just say this.
Go ahead. You're saying you keep changing. Here's all I want to know, Sandy.
I'm not trying to change.
You don't understand this. I want to help you, and I can. If you just answer a question. You answer the very first brake job they did, the very first one. When was it? Was it before you had your wiper problems or after?
I don't remember that part. I just know on November 5th I picked it up. I took it in on November 2nd.
And when you took it in on November 2nd, when you took it in, that's when you told them the brakes were not acting right and you wanted them to check the wipers. Is that right?
No, not then. No. When I first took it in, I said, something's wrong with the brakes, and they looked it all over, and they said, well, we have to do the rotors and all this stuff, and they did.
Yeah.
And I got it back on the 5th.
Then what?
And then I was telling you, after I got it back, I was smelling some rubber, but I don't remember if it was that day or a few days later. But while I was, then I don't remember what day my friend put it in. That I have to say, I don't remember
Sandy,
that.
you just changed your complete story for us.
No,
You actually did.
I did.
You actually did.
Okay.
You said you took it in.
I'm not a good communicator.
I'm not trying to trick you. You're saying the brake job was done before your friend ever touched anything to do with the wiper fluid.
The original brake job was done, yes.
Before anything.
But I don't know.
So when you took it in for the original brake job, you never mentioned stuff was not coming out of the wiper.
No, not then.
Okay.
Because we were just doing brakes. I'm saying when I took it back when the pedal was going down. This is after the brake job.
Okay, I understand
when the pedal
now.
was going down,
I understand.
that's what I was saying to them.
Okay, so when the pedal went down, then you took it to them, and they said what? They said what? Whatever. So, but after you took it back to them, the brakes worked when you drove away that day, right? The brakes worked.
Yes, but they were very hard.
You took it back after. This is the point I'm getting at. After your friend did the wiper fluid, that's when you took it back. And you said, you got to check those brakes and the wiper fluid.
Yes, I happened to mention the wiper fluid because I had it there,
right.
but I never thought there was a connection at all.
Okay, Sandy. Here's the deal. I think you need our experts to give you a proper estimate on fixing it. But you're not going to nail the dealer with it. You're just not.
Honest, accurate
because
down there.
Here's what she said, okay? Here's what she said. She took it in because her brakes were funny. She picked it up, and the brakes started acting funny again. But it was after her friend filled the fluid. And the dealer found windshield wiper fluid in it. That's why, that makes more sense, because otherwise, the first flush would have fixed it.
Tom, how hard is it to mistake the two?
No, it's well,
just
actually.
in general, how hard would that be?
A master cylinder and it depends. If you fill up the windshield wiper fluid on the expansion tank, or no, not the expansion tank, on that little tank, I don't know. Here's the point I'm making. It makes complete sense to me now. It really does, because she took it in for brake problems. Then she drives it away. A little while after her friend changes or adds fluid, she takes it back and says, you better check those brakes again, and while you're at it, do the wipers. That was after they did the brake job, after they had flushed it, and they found that it was contaminated. I totally believe it. I totally believe it. What? Quick.
I have a tester for testing contamination on brake fluid.
We don't care. Because they said it was contaminated, and what I'm saying is that it doesn't matter, because if it's, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not, let our expert go do that and see what they think happened, but I'm not going after the dealer. I don't think it'll be $2,100 though, and I know I'm over time.
She was asking for advice because she was meeting with the dealer again
well, what
today.
she needs to do is have one of our experts, an independent expert, look at it. Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center at Hampton and Clarkson. Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center. Here's the message from them. They will treat tinnitus. They will treat hearing loss. They will treat one or both. And you get to try before you buy. That's the message. 3 very competent, loving doctors who take care of their patients like family. 303-534-0163. Helpforringing.com.
This report is sponsored by Panera Bread.
There's a few blips of delay in some slow spots across town, but for the most part, the highway drive in the metro area looking good. Westbound I-70 a little slow in the elevated portion. Westbound 270 stop and go either side of Vasquez. Seeing a bit of delay on westbound.
Yes, exactly. What's the name of the dealer? It actually makes more sense to me because had she come in after the windshield wiper thing and they flushed it, that would have been weird. Why didn't the flush take care of it? Did it do that much damage?
The alcohol in the leak will open pretty quick.
No, I know. But the way she explained it makes more sense. She had the brakes worked on. Then after that, her friend ruined them. And then she went back.
Yeah.
You're right. It's Sagonera, but it's Maroney. I'm waiting to hear back from Compass. If you want to look at this, I mean, it looks like she had minimum
The alcohol's
coverage.
going to float on top of the fluid, won't it?
Well, it looks like to me.
No, other way around. Oil floats don't help.
This is alcohol.
Moses brought T-shirts, but he doesn't have girl shirts yet, Mark.
I mean lighter.
Isn't that terrible? Yeah, no girl shirts.
I don't know. I
Totally
have an electronic deal that measures the percentage of water or alcohol.
He has a cool logo, by the way. I love
I
it.
always wondered why we check the percentage of alcohol break.
Can I take that? I'll put it in Tom's bag.
Oh, you got good ones too, Dickies.
And it reads out. I always wondered why the hell would they be checking
The
alcohol?
nice shirts.
I can understand water because brake fluid's hygroscopic.
Here, I wonder,
here's the picture of it.
Tommy, yeah. This one's large.
I don't know where the rest of
Well,
it
it
is.
depends on dot 4 or 5. Dot 5 is
Brake?
so.
Yeah, this?
No, I don't.
That looks like power steering.
No, that is
Radiator.
That is the brake up there.
This looks like the secondary.
What are you looking for, the
Right
brake?
there in the right.
Yeah, it's right there. It's that one right there.
Yeah, that's the brake, and this is the, I see the washer.
Yeah.
It's got windshield wipers on this side.
Yeah. I guess they, who knows? God, I watched my son-in-law pour antifreeze right on power steering.
Power steering.
Is that the overflow tank? That looks like the
We saw
overflow
him do it,
tank.
so we got it out right away, but
And actually, putting in the radiator versus the windshield wiper, you could get them mixed up. Usually it's pretty close to each other. But like say the brake fluid, look at that. It looks like blue too.
Oh, look.
Yeah. But that's the brake in the windshield wiper. I'm sorry, not the brake.
And this is excellent coverage. The problem is it's not the policy with exclusions. It's just the Dex page. I want to know, there is an actual policy that spells out when she's covered.
So when you play racquetball, right? Yeah. You only
Here's her Dex page, but it doesn't say anything.
Okay.
Mark, that's her Dex page. It's wonderful.
I think I know on the rules.
And if he's in my way, seriously, and you hit him, is it my point? Yeah.
Yes.
If you, how about if the ball hits him? What's that?
Yeah.
How about if the ball hits him? Yeah.
If that serve could have hit the front wall.
Well, how would you possibly know
because,
that?
Because say I was over here.
If I was in it, I guarantee it would. There. I mean, what do you
That's what I'm saying. When two people are playing, there's a lot of
for you. Like you know.
Yeah, but when you're playing in a real tournament, how do they?
Then you got a ref.
Then the ref in the tournament.
But if it's just two people playing, then you got to do it. It's called a hinder.
Yeah.
If you are someone you know is abusing.
So if I whack you as hard as I can
If
with
you
that
hit me
ball or
with the racket,
yeah.
it's probably going to be your fault. Well,
Not if you're in the way.
well, you're supposed to.
What if I throw my racket in his head?
You're supposed to say hinder, Mark.
That hinders the.
Yeah, normally you let the hinder go.
Yeah.
And that way you're not hurting your partner.
Right.
And you don't
But I would hit you.
recovery program located here in Colorado. You'll speak to someone local about different treatment options, all evidence-based treatments designed to help reduce substance abuse. No more excuses, no more denials. Get the help you need. Some health insurance covers the cost. Call today for a free, no-obligation consultation. The Raleigh House, 720-893-5559. 720-893-5559. Call today.
She is a libertarian by party, though a conservative by nature, but definitely independent as hell.
Hashtag me too, people.
She's Krista Kafer, the new Caplis and Kafer Show. Afternoons 4 to 7 on 630 KHOW.
I'm telling you that this, are we still on?
Hi, Tom Martino here. Here's what's pending right now. We're waiting for paperwork on this insurance coverage, if she's covered or not with Lyft or with Uber. Most likely she's not. We also have the fake lawyer standing by waiting for our not our stoop, our pigeon, whatever you call them. What do you call them? The pigeons. A stooge or whatever a victim of a scam is. He knows exactly what's going on, but he's playing along, and he's waiting for this guy to call and give him $8,000 or $10,000 or whatever. Then we have Sandy, and again, I can't help her. I honest to God can't help her because we will help her, but in another way. I want my expert to look at the fluids, and then I want our experts. I mean, Clint graciously volunteered. He has a tester, but we don't need, what we need is someone to see the proximity, someone to see if it could be done, someone to look at the fluids, and then someone to give her a true estimate of what that should cost to fix. $2,200 sounds outrageous to me. But Sandy, it does sound logical. You took it in to have the brakes done. The brakes started screwing up after that, but only after your friend poured fluid. It's contaminated with fluid. There's too many coincidences. And I know you're trying to backtrack now on the fluid thing, but you already told us that fluid wasn't coming out. That's even after he filled it. And you told the dealer that, so you can't backtrack on it now. I'm sorry, but we will help. Let's talk to Gina. And I don't want to forget our guest today, but we do have Petrali Roofing with us today, and we also have Peak View Remodeling. If you have any questions, and we do have a couple emails we can dig up for them. Gina, what's going on?
My granddaughter was now just recently expelled from school.
Okay, and why?
And the reason for that, they said, is because she was going to get into a fight.
Oh.
Or it seemed like that's what he said.
Okay, and so did the other party get expelled as well?
No.
Oh.
But she got expelled.
Was she the one, did they say it was her fault, or how did that?
Well, they said that she more or less was enticing the fight.
Okay, I see. It's like instigate, as my mom would say, instigating.
Right,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
But what happened was that they said the reason they were going to, first of all, suspend her from school, that was before Thanksgiving, was because it looked like she was going to fight.
I understand. So what's happening now, dear?
Well, now they've expelled her from District 12. And they also told me that she can't go to another school in the state of Colorado because she's been expelled. She can only go to one school, and that's an alternative.
She has
school.
a record.
No, I mean, she was suspended prior to that.
That's called a record.
Because she did get into that fight.
Yeah, that's called a record. She has a record, so they don't want her in the school. So it's terrible. But
But
maybe deserved. I don't know. I don't know what to do in a case like this. Did you guys appeal it with the school district? School districts pretty much have their own say.
Yeah, here's what I was going to do is appeal it. I have to. I can't.
Where is her? Where are the parents in all of this?
The mom is
Are you the legal guardian?
Yes.
You are. Okay, I understand. That's okay.
Yeah.
So you want to appeal it. What does your granddaughter say to you? How old is she?
She's 13.
What does she say to you?
She said that she didn't start no fight, that she didn't want to fight. In fact, she was telling me that the girl kept wanting to fight her.
But tell me, what do you
same girl
really
that they got into a fight
do you really
before.
believe her?
I do. I do.
What are you going to
because she's a
do?
good student.
Let's just talk about this. What are you
Okay.
going to do if the school does not go your way? I mean, let's say they appeal it, but let's say they stick by their decision and she's expelled. Then what?
Then I have to fight that in court. I want to take it to court.
You will. So
Yes.
you got 25, 30,000 to do this?
No, I don't.
How are you going to
I'm
pay
on
for
a
it?
fixed-
Well, you can't go
Well-
to court then.
Well, what I was going to do is look at pro bono lawyers or something. I don't really know.
Gina,
what
pro
I mean,
bono
that's what-
pro bono is a fairy tale. Honest to God, what I want to do is save you the trouble. Really, pro bono, it doesn't happen. Okay, you hear about it, but it is so rare, and it's usually done. The attorneys do this through the Legal Aid Society for very certain things, not these kinds of things, unless they thought there were serious constitutional rights violations. And before you say yes, there was, we're not talking about being expelled from school. We're talking about being expelled from school because she is black, or being expelled from school because she is Muslim, or being expelled from school because she's transgender or something. We're not talking about a fight. And
She
here,
didn't get in a fight.
right. It was an alleged, an instigation, whatever they call
Well,
it.
that's what
School
they called it,
systems, school systems, and by the way, Gina, I believe you. I don't know if I believe your granddaughter. I don't know her, but I do believe this, that school systems have their own standard of justice, and they're accountable to no one.
That's right.
Okay, and
that's what makes these kids
it's terrible.
be cornered.
Well, it's terrible. But I don't know what to do about it, and you certainly can't afford to fight it in court. We've heard of the cases where parents have taken it all the way to court. Even those cases, if the school system says she was instigating a fight. But here's what I don't understand. Did the other girl say she was trying to start a fight? Because just having the school system observe this is one thing, but there must have been a complaint of some kind. Did the other girl say, yes, she was trying to start a fight?
No.
She didn't. So they took it upon themselves to believe it, even though does the other girl say she was not trying to start a fight?
Right, and some of the other girls that were involved in this fight that was supposed to happen said she had no part in it. That star had no part in it.
So then why do they insist she did?
Probably because she got into a fight before.
Okay.
With the same girl, but I also, in between
you need to appeal it, Gina. You need to appeal it, and hope it doesn't go to court, because frankly, you're not going to find an attorney anyway, so it doesn't matter. It's not going to go to court. But what do these kids do when they can't find a school? That's what I'd like to know. Has anyone ever had their child expelled like this, and what do? If you could help us out, I'd like to know that. 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. Joe Lazzara is a defense attorney. By the way, he has fought cases like this where they rise to a level of crime, where schools have called police in. When that happens, believe me, it's worse than an administrative action. Joe Lazzara can help, though. He helps families all the time with cases like this involving juveniles. He also, of course, has a practice for DUIs and smoking and driving, smoking weed. This is not something that people are proud of when they go to him, but they do need help, even if they've learned their lesson and will never do it again. The point is this: you need an attorney to work yourself through the system. There's no way you can do this yourself. 303-429-6200. You're not going to get pro bono work from Joe Lazzara, but you will get flat rate pricing at very good value. He really will for listeners, and for big cases, he'll take $500 off. Call him for a free initial consultation, 303-429-6200, 429-6200. Lazzara, that's 2 Z's and 1 R, LazzaraLegal.com.
This is
Well, she was in a fight, though.
It'd be previously, that's right.
She was in a fight with the same girl. That's how they should have thrown, if you had been Cherry Creek, both kids would have been thrown out. So I don't know why the other
girls can get it.
But why the other girl, and I wonder if she knows for sure that she's still there.
I don't know. And here's another thing. If you have a problem with a student threatening or whatever, the school says, school says we'll take care of it, you're not allowed to know what they did.
Yeah.
Even if you're the victim.
And you're not allowed to contact the parents of the other kids too to try to settle it.
No system of justice.
Yeah.
Miles got suspended one time for 3 days for fighting. They threw both boys out.
If that would have been Cherry Creek, boom.
Well, he got 3 days.
No, they would have been
expelled.
Cherry Creek is really. They are.
So you're telling me that no one there has a
no parents.
There's no father.
None.
Ever.
Not one. That's what I'm telling you.
That used to be a real deal, right? If you were a bastard, you were frowned upon. You had no father, you're no good, right?
Well, no. You can still have a father. It's just that they weren't married at your time you were born. That's a bastard.
Yeah, but that's...
You mean just the marriage part?
Right.
So even if they were together, you're still a bastard?
Absolutely. Okay. The things of a bastard is they were, when they were born, they weren't married. Is that right, Tom?
Yeah, bastard child.
Technically, that's what this is.
We're being technical. Are you saying?
I'm saying technically.
Google it.
Bastard child.
Hey, Mark, your picture comes up.
Origin of bastard.
Yes, dear. What?
I was going to tell Clint that Asia gal that we were going to try to give the car to.
Failed.
Oh, racketeering, forcible entry.
Is that wrong?
But she said to me, she goes, well, I need you to know that I did Fort Detective.
Okay, well, that's all you need to know, Tim.
And I go, and that's what she said to me. That that's what she did. And then I found all the
person born of parents not married.
all the other stuff.
That girl can go to alternative school.
That's literally, you nailed it.
Have I been wrong? Have I been wrong?
You are wrong.
So then
Damn it. You did nail it. It's a person born of parents not married. Simple as that.
I was wrong that one time because I thought I was wrong.
What happens? No, listen. What happens if you were married? She gets pregnant. They get divorced. When she gives birth to the boy, then they get remarried. Bastard.
That girl can go to all kinds of schools. There is an alternative school for the kids in her tribe.
No, there's one in Douglas County.
No, they're not kicked out of the whole state.
Oh! They can get there, though. They get kicked out of those other ones.
Yeah, if they get kicked out of alternative school, then they're out of the whole state. But if they're just kicked out of school, they have to go to the alternative school.
Yeah.
There's one in Douglas County.
Yes, they're all over. Let me tell you, that's not a good school.
No, they're not. But But still,
then there's military school there.
Yeah, there you go. Well, for second offense with the same girl. Yeah, you gotta get expelled.
No, I'd say those alternatives. Not really.
Did you know that most Lyft drivers I found drive for both?
Was that
In Las Vegas, they use big tags.
I asked them, I said, and every one of them I've asked so far, well, one did.
What sexting?
They said, why not? We have
So I found this. Geico now, in Colorado and a few other ones, offer what they call ride-share insurance.
Exactly. That's what
They do. If you do not have ride-share insurance,
Is it separate from your policy? Is it a new policy?
it is because it's
So you have
actually,
to have two policies?
no, it's a commercial policy called ride-share. But if you don't have it, you're not covered.
They redid the school.
Does it cover you with
in college if
you're not ride-sharing?
Or is it
a regular policy too?
You can't no say.
It is a regular policy as well.
It's ridiculous.
What's weird is they don't have, it's not in every state. And I'm looking at just
I
Geico.
know in Cherry Creek.
They offer it like
the
in
guy
20,
just,
30
he was
states.
just hitting there getting punched and he wasn't doing anything. If he even
One
tried to
policy
protect
for your
himself,
on-demand
he was
insurance needs replaces your personal auto policy, provides coverage for personal and ride sharing, ensures that drivers aren't limited to one transportation network company. So it must work with Uber and Lyft. Once you buy a policy like this and everything else, it probably doesn't make financial sense to drive for.
I'm Tom Martino here. Welcome. artofgranite.net. Mitch Floria will give you a price on the phone because he's proud of his pricing and because he only charges for fabrication and installation, meaning you'll pay for the materials. He's a direct stone importer, but you'll only pay wholesale for that. And he invites you to get it anywhere you want. You can even use his wholesale account. He doesn't charge for tear out and haul away. He doesn't charge for the bathroom when you do the kitchen. So you give him square footage, maybe a photo or two, he'll get you a price. He does countertops, backsplashes, and he'll do, of course, cabinets with a small markup. That's Mitch Floria. artofgranite.net, out of Golden, but of course serves the whole Front Range and mountain communities as well. artofgranite.net, 303-386-5919, 386-5919. We have a lot going on here. A lot of people we can't really help, but we can give information to.
So this rideshare, real quick. Geico, who was her insurance company, the woman that called, she got into an accident after she dropped the fare off, working for Lyft. Geico actually has insurance made for rideshare drivers, and it looks like she simply didn't have it, so there's no coverage.
Right, and there are some coverages that have those endorsements that cover you. Kevin is a driver. Kevin, you drive for both Uber and Lyft?
That is correct.
Do you have insurance?
Yes, I do. I have State Farm.
And what did you have to get a special rider or endorsement?
So I drove for Uber and Lyft for 2 years without that. And the more people I talked to, the more I realized I was putting myself on the line.
Right.
So I called State Farm. I was the very first one in the state of Colorado. My agent didn't even know
what to do. Right. So
yeah,
what did he do?
He obviously talked to his uppers or what have you, and come to find out there is rideshare insurance. It covers both Uber and Lyft, so it's not like two different policies. And it covers me for any time that I am driving with the app on where Uber may or may not cover me.
Now, when Uber does cover you, does Uber do just liability, or do they do property damage as well for you? Like if your car is damaged, do they cover your car?
From my understanding, if I have a passenger in the car, I am covered 100% for everything. If I am going to pick up a passenger, I am only covered for certain liabilities. But that's where my State Farm policy comes in. And I will say that Uber and Lyft are the hardest people to get a hold of.
Even when you're a driver?
Oh, yes. Yeah, like Lyft, you have to like push 1,500 different things to even get to the phone number to call them.
Man, if you recall, I'm not going to say which one, but I had to sue one just to get an answer from them.
I know.
How much more is that insurance, man, compared to what you paid previously?
So when it first came out, it was like $95 for 6 months.
What? $95 for 6 months? That's all?
That's what it was. So
because it only covers you in certain circumstances. I can see that. Like when you are on duty without a passenger.
Well, it'll actually cover everything. It actually covers it with the passenger in there. So
really,
if I get in an accident and they want to sue for like $10 million, I don't know. I'm just throwing a number out there. But Uber and State Farm will cover me. If I don't have State Farm and I get in an accident, State Farm will not only not cover me, they're going to drop me because it's a for hire. It's the same thing if you're delivering pizzas.
Right.
You need to have coverage delivering pizzas or Jimmy John's.
No, I know that. I know, and a lot of people don't. Thank you very much. Gabe, what's happening? Gabe?
Hey, Tom. Yeah, Tom, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hey, you ever heard any problems with the, the miles, for the record your miles on the car on the Speedo, the electronic miles?
Now, do you mean any yeah, they go bad once in a while. Odometers, they're odometers.
The clusters, yeah.
Whether they're electronic or mechanical, they go bad, yes.
Well, the reason I ask because my wife works downtown from 9th and Wadsworth. Is showing 10 miles one way to work and 10 miles back, so I have to get 20 miles both ways. And it should just be 10 miles, 5 miles up and 5 miles back.
Wait, wait. It's actually double time?
I believe it is.
Well, you need to test it.
Kilometers.
You need to test it. or you need to take it somewhere where they work on them.
He's probably got kilometers on.
Yeah, that makes sense, Tom.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it depends. Do you have kilometers showing, or is it miles?
It shows miles. And I was telling my wife, "You've been letting this car out?" And she goes, "Why? You controlling my miles?" I said, "No, it's a brand new car. The warranty is only for 36,000 miles or 3 years. I want credit for it if it's bad." You know what I mean?
Is it a digital cluster?
Yeah, on the bottom, it shows, it's all digital.
Okay.
It shows the miles on the car.
Can you go in and adjust your settings to read either miles per hour or kilometers?
Right, I got it on miles.
On a Volkswagen, for sure.
Well,
right.
He says it's on miles. We have to take him at his word. Who works on those clusters? Somebody gave us the name of someone that in town. They say they're really big, and that's all they do.
It's usually, I forget the name
now,
of it.
it's not. It used to be called Downtown Radio, but they don't do it anymore. I mean, I don't even know they're around anymore. So, instrument clusters, is it under warranty? If it's under warranty, warranty will fix it.
Yeah, bring it to the dealer.
All right, would they give me credit for the miles I don't have?
Well, how long has it been going on to you? Okay, if they find that it really is bad, and you can easily calculate and make them put it on the work order, but they're not going to give you anything in writing extending your warranty. But I think what would happen is this. If you ever had a major problem and it was out of warranty by a few miles, you could use that as your defense, or not as your defense, but as your pro-action. I don't think you're ever going to get a letter from them. Maybe you will. Who knows?
You should test it. Just pull up Google Maps and then go from point A to point B. It'll tell you how many miles it is and see if it matches.
There are mile markers on I-25 for goodness sake.
Shouldn't that affect the speedometer too then?
Yes. I don't know. I don't know, actually, because I don't know. It may or may not. It doesn't time your mileage. It's an actual sensor. So I don't think it could. I guess if they do a math thing, but I'm not sure.
I still say kilometers.
Yeah, we would love to know what it turns out to be, Gabe. You should really get it checked. What dealer do you deal with?
Jerry Mueller, Volkswagen in Lakewood.
Okay, well, I would go to the dealer if they don't give you a right answer. And by the way, I would ask about credit, or however they note that. They're going to note it on the service record. That'll help you.
Kilometers on.
If they have to replace the cluster, they're required to bring it up to whatever the miles say.
Kilometers to me.
They can't deal with it.
Yeah.
So
And she drives really fast.
Is it
twice as many kilometers?
Very close.
He called you?
Crash off highway on the northbound side of
I've never seen them.
Changing the VW driver info system from kilometers to MPH.
I've got clusters at home. They always drive off. What else would they drive off?
But what do you mean by driving off this? What do you mean by that?
The speedometers used to be a cable.
Right.
Now it's a pole. Now it's
a wheel sensor. But it's usually also used for the ABS.
But why are you saying that it could not, why would it affect both?
Well, they count the pulses for your speedometer.
Yeah.
Right. And the pulses are the same count that they use for the odometer.
I mean,
it's on the road.
And that's why different size wheels can affect the
that
both.
he would be twice as, his speed would be showing twice as much. Don't you think they notice that?
Yeah, when he's doing 35, it's going to show 70.
Yeah, whether Mark's saying it's kilometers.
I bet he's got great gas mileage.
See, here's what he's got. He's got it literally set right there.
She's driving off midday to go see her boyfriend, and she doesn't want to find out.
Tommy, I don't know how we're going to handle this conference call. I mean, he's 85. I can't teach an 85-year-old the conference, but I wondered if maybe Clint could pretend to be him and we call from here.
Give him a cigarette first.
I gotta have trouble breathing.
So what do you think?
You've got every other problem.
Do we have him come down? If he can drive.
I think they're going to want to see it come from his phone. Is it a cell phone? All he's got to do is just type in another number and hit send, and then you merge.
Okay, really?
I taught Tom to email way back when. You can teach this guy to dial.
Why would you go to a clinic with no MDs at all? Centennial Schultz
And
can
then-
help you
Because
with
if it's
painful
Android
joints,
or
knees,
someone here
hips,
has
back,
Apple, we can-
shoulders.
Just send it to my house.
Yeah, the Apple's super easy.
I'll read them
I, you guys, you would think so until you're dealing with an 85-year-old person who's like barely hit the buttons right. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe we figure out where he lives. I don't.
Send them to my front
Is
door.
Raleigh on the thing today?
And on my referral list,
I already did it.
But he was on.
Mm-hmm.
Gold on salutes all you
All right, we'll have to figure it out.
squeaky stairs, drippy faucets. Folks who can fix just
Let that lady in the parking lot.
This says some odometers work off the speedometer, some have separate sensors.
more than a lotion. It precisely fills, soothes,
In the old days, they were together all the time on the planet.
What time? 3 p.m. Add 3 p.m.
You know that the
I'll send it
ABS
to you.
count the wheel turns too. So they
I'm
could
just
use that.
looking at forums here.
Yeah, they could use that too.
What did you need, Mark?
low prices and fast free delivery with Prime. For everything you need this holiday, visit Amazon.
Do you know some use a GPS?
Ooh, that'd be clever. If they have a nav system, sure.
Are you ready to get
Yeah.
in, get out, and get
But you know, the ABS, the wheel, there's sensors on all the wheels, of course, you can use any wheel to run an odometer too.
Anything with ABS, you should be able to use ABS.
Anything that counts.
What if she just goes fast enough to get pulled over? The officer tells her how fast she's going, and then she can confirm.
Well, no, I think the Google thing
My
from
wife,
point,
been caught run over 100 twice.
but from Google is so accurate, from point to point, you'd be within
Yeah.
15 feet.
Right now to get your free hidden treasures
I had
and
a
wholesale
old
properties
an
kit.
05.
You gotta read this.
I put 20 inch rims on it, and it killed mine.
Oh, yeah.
I can't believe there's a place called Tachometer World, but there is.
Here?
And they say,
Gypsy's new book, 7-Figure Decisions.
Oh, come
These
on,
gifts
where
are
is
free just for attendance.
they say
Plus
that
opportunity
many of the new
work with
clusters,
like-minded
all,
investors.
they work on
Text money to
independent
48,
sensors,
48.
and then they use
So
a judging system
48 to get your free
to
wholesale
read
kit
accuracy.
now. Ask Alexa,
Judging
please,
system.
630.
So like it's grabbing it from different places and then.
And then
Oh, yeah,
calculate
because you can compare
margin for error.
You can compare the transmission to the wheel, for instance. Do a comparison.
But you don't always have your odometer is not always off when your speed is, and vice versa. Not always.
It's a new enough.
Mostly.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. We have a comment on that expelled child from school, man. Where do you go? Simply Floors Inc. will get you savings. SimplyFloorsInc.com. SimplyFloorsInc.com. Make your own appointment. They're at 52nd and Ward, Southwest corner. Buddy Mitchell and his team will save you money and give you all the selections of the big boxes, but you get the personalized attention of designers, and you get better prices. It's that simple at SimplyFloorsInc.com. So what is your comment, Sherry? The grandma sound distressed. I don't blame her. Her daughter's expelled now from the entire system. She's going to have to go to an alternative school, and I'm not sure, does that cost money? Because if it does, that would be like I don't think it should cost them money because your child is kicked out of a public school. But Sherry, go ahead. What is your comment?
Yes, it didn't cost any money when my granddaughter got expelled, but there was also the police get called on a lot of these incidents. So she also had charges, so she got a public defender and a guardian ad litem.
Oh, that's terrible.
But this sounds pretty egregious that she didn't get a charge, pick up a charge to the police, but then she
Well,
got
a fight
suspended.
never even happened, Sherry. They said they were just, I guess, standing off or facing off or something, and apparently a teacher said it was her fault.
Right. I would definitely go to appeal to the superintendent of schools and just bypass that school alone. And then it's totally up to the superintendent. If he doesn't assign her somewhere, they have to, by the state of Colorado, see these children get an education.
Well, that's good to know. Yeah, there are alternative schools for that. 303-713-TALK. Paul needs some advice on a car dealership. Go ahead, Paul.
Yeah, good morning, Tom. First-time caller,
Thank you.
long-time listener. Big
Thank
fan.
you, man. I appreciate it. What's happening?
I've got a wonderful brand new car that I bought 4 months ago, and it's kind of a two-parter. The first part was the sales process went very well. It's not my first new car I've ever bought. The closing was done at my office. My sales guy was nice enough to bring it here and make it convenient for me. So I appreciated that. That went very well. And, and all the negotiations went very
And when
fine.
was this actual closing of the car? When did it happen?
This was August 15th.
Okay.
And shortly at that closing, this was at dusk, before it got dark.
Sure.
Took the car home. Was excited to show my 16-year-old son. Took it up to the gas station under the bright lights. Noticed that there was scratches, blemishes all over the car, like someone washed it with a shop broom. Some other deeper scratches.
Wow.
Brand new car, a black paint job, and I know it's easy to be hypersensitive to a black paint job, but it's not my first black car.
Well, are these things that can be buffed out?
Well, that's what I was thinking. I'm no expert, but ultimately I pursued that as an option. I wasn't happy, and they accommodated me and did, I think, a very garden variety just waxing, but nothing.
Did it work?
Better. It didn't. It did not improve.
Well, what did they say? What do they say is wrong with it? How did
they basically said, you know what, you're being hypersensitive. As a matter of fact, all our cars, quote unquote, are scratched on our lot.
Well,
so
hold on. If it's like that, and they're telling the truth, if that's the truth, in other words, not that they're all scratched, but that's just the standards of the industry.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're looking at, and a photograph's not going to show it.
Yeah.
Where are you located?
I live in Parker.
We would be happy on Car Day to have our experts look at it and have you come up, drive up. I mean, I'd love to look at it to see what you're talking about.
Yeah, and honestly, Tom, it's not so big of a deal that I can't get over it. And there was a discussion with me and the general manager. I tried to play it very cool because I don't want to put them in a position where they're reluctant.
This is a new car, right?
Brand new car.
Okay.
And so
what kind of car?
It's a Kia Stinger.
And it's black?
Yes.
You know, here's the deal. We'd love to look at it, but Suzanne says it gets worse. What's going on?
The agreement was at the first scheduled oil change at the dealership, I would bring the car in, and they would get me an appointment with the detail shop.
All right.
Revisit that. And
all right. So hold on. We'll come back to you. I want to hear what went on. We have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. Stick around.
Do you have scalp psoriasis?
Never got
Horizon Clinical Research Center in
They really show it.
My wife has picked black cards 3 times in a row.
I don't like black cards.
Either.
I love my black card. I just love the way it looks.
You got the sparkly stuff in there? In yours?
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's got that, you used to call it like candy apple, kind of like that, the white, kind of like.
White card. My dad has a white pearl. I love that.
Yeah, you got the best looking.
Yeah, I like the white pearl.
Doesn't show the dirt, doesn't show the scratches.
Oh, no, the black shows. And I agree with the dealer. Geez, the black scratch and they touch it with the rag.
I mean, they're obviously creative.
Yeah, but they can be.
Just the candy bottle.
When you paint a black card, after you're done, you wet sand it with 3,000 grit sandpaper. Dole it all to hell to flatten the bumps out and polish it back to. So yeah, they can. Of course, you're always polishing it clear anyway.
Yeah, you're right. He probably has some kind of
There's one coat of color, usually 3 coats of clear.
Had one black car, and I'll never have one again.
Last time I buffed with the buffer, I started at the bottom and worked my way up, and the cord from the buffer running on the car.
Oh, I believe that.
Made marks on it as I was going up. So.
Hopefully you only make that mistake once, right?
No, I think I've
I love racquetball. I started playing when I was in the Army. And I get really frustrated playing with the guy that comes in with a knee brace. He just stands in the middle of the court. And he has his angle so well. It's so frustrating.
Right.
I run around, I'm in a flop sweat, and he's just...
Well, and like say, depending upon where he stands, though, you know, you can call a hinder every time. I think after the second hinder, it's a point.
It's a point. It depends on how much of a stickler you
But you're
want
right. If they say in the middle, but I guess it's where yours are going to.
Yeah.
Are you trying to get them over to the side then?
Yeah, I try to move them out the middle, but anyway, they're just so good at placing the ball, right? That I spend my time running around. And
he's a big guy.
No,
because I've seen some big guys.
Big dudes just hog the court.
Right. But no, what I'm saying is they stand there, and as long as they got the angles and they the low shot and stuff, you're right. So.
Roadblock, that's what we're good for.
Right.
But man, it's a fun game.
Oh, it's a great game. And anytime you can sweat like that, and it's fun.
Yeah. It's better than running on a treadmill for me.
Oh, God. Exercise. I like
Lose my mind.
Yeah. You know, for the 10 years I've owned that tester, the test brake fluid, I never understood why it would have alcohol.
Well, you know, testers, this is the one you put in a radiator, is it? Because in a radiator tester...
No, it's electronic.
Okay.
And it reads percentage of water. Brake fluid, in our climate, doesn't hardly do it, but human climates, it's hygroscopic, just the water in the air gets into it.
Yeah.
And it lowers the boiling point.
Is that what it does?
And if it gets too low and the brakes get hot, then it'll boil and you get a bubble in the airline, and you know what's happening. The pedals will spun.
Well, even if you would have...
But I've never understood why...
If you would have taken the lid off of the brake fluid, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you would have let air in the system. It's not like any, right?
No,
let
you
the
don't
brakes.
let air in the system by that, unless it was so low.
Unless it was empty.
Yeah. Right.
Which maybe it was, because maybe the seals had already been cracked by the... No, unless he did it twice.
Like I said, and he's a truck driver.
I thought anytime you put brake fluid in, you had to change the brakes.
Crazy.
I'm
not into crazy.
You're done with crazy. As long as there's something there, you're okay. Drop below.
I just traded crazy.
Then you have to.
It's a much better.
No, it's a wonderful crazy.
So on the serve, just like you on the serve, you can hit one wall. You gotta hit the front wall first, one wall, but you can't hit the back wall, after the front wall, or two walls.
On the serve, you've got to hit the front wall first.
Right, but you can hit the front
Yes,
wall and the side.
I got a break coming up. When?
You can't hit three walls, though.
Can't hit three walls.
Just on the serve.
Just on the serve.
Then after that, it's as long as it hits.
I'll run it ball.
And I'm just gonna go and do the wall.
I got the meeting, and then I'll meet you.
I'm gonna go home and
I'll take you for a ride. Anytime you want, man. Honestly,
Take him up on that.
That's right, you were in his hangar.
I was going to be a helicopter pilot on
Yeah, I'll let you try it.
now you can get a drone and do the same thing.
Let him try it by himself.
Yeah.
No, when we're going straight and level, if he's steady, he can do that.
Just hand him the keys. He's got it. Cover it.
It's like beach will drive you fucking crazy, and then all of a sudden, I wish I could tell you that it was special skill. All of a sudden, it just clicks. I wish I could tell you. You know what? It's like riding. It's true. It's like riding. At first, I said, "There's no way ever I can get this ever."
We were.
And then I swear to God, all of a sudden, they told me it would happen.
Whoa.
That didn't happen to me.
That's a good
We're gonna play for a beer, right?
Buyandbuild.net. That's a website, and the place is at
4800 Washington Street, and the owner is Courtney Pierce, and together it's a combination for savings and fun. Man, browsing through all that stuff, oh my goodness, is it fun. Now, they have cabinets. You want to talk about beautiful cabinets for a fraction of the cost of wholesale. That's right, below wholesale. Not to mention the bargain basement. And they have plumbing fixtures and light fixtures, whether you're a do-it-yourselfer or you send your contractor. Buyandbuild.net.
Hey, Dane Kaplis here, and since we'll soon be closing the books on 2018, most of us have some year...
I hear her talking about me now.
Your program right there.
I'm good.
Did you spill 2 separate licenses? On helicopter.
You have to have a.
I had this on, so I'm
It's
listening
a
to them
license
talking about
plate.
me spilling.
Now, like SEL, so any single engine land below 12,500 pounds is one way.
Oh, there's only talking in there now.
And then rotorcraft is another. So
Yeah, look what he did.
But
Oh my God.
rotorcraft are classifications.
They're like 4-year-olds in here.
So you have categories and classes, right?
I've learned from the best.
I didn't do it.
Float plane.
Damn it.
Up in Sitka.
I know.
Because I had a chance to fly Harrison Ford.
You didn't make exam.
Plane.
Look at that.
That's good.
You filed it.
Did you see that?
Hello, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show this hour, brought to you by thehormonebros.com. Get your life in order for the new year. Get rid of lack of energy. Get rid of the blahs, whether you're a man or woman. Get rid of the spare tire. And optimize your hormones, whether estrogen or testosterone. You can do that through pellet therapy, BioT, the most natural delivery system there is. And, you know, these guys also do Juvederm and other fillers, and they do Botox, and they also do natural stimulation of your collagen, along with thread lifts for just a few $100. I was amazed at the results of it. I didn't have it, but, I mean, I've seen thread lifts and how amazing they are and how economical they are. So, anyway, guys, gals, thehormonebros.com. The actual name is Revitalized Health, but I call them thehormonebros.com, or you can just put in hormonebros.com to find out more about these guys. Brothers, 3 of them, running a healthcare clinic to defy aging. All right. What happens when you need help and you don't know where to go? You call us, no matter what the problem is. This one guy called about a fake lawyer saying that, first of all, the grandson supposedly called and said, "Grandpa, it's your grandson." And they do this to elderly people to try to trick him into saying, "Oh, is this you, Chad?" "Yes, it is." You know, or "Is this you, Bobby?" "Yes." "Grandpa, I need help." And then, of course, an attorney got on the line, the fake attorney, Chad, saying, "You got to send money to get your kid out of jail." And they told me he had to send 10 grand, and he called it back and said, "I can only get 9 in cash." And they said, "Oh, that's fine." You know, it's like they bargain. So what we want to know is, what is this guy's end game? And I really want to try to get him, but it's hard to talk this 85-year-old man into a conference call on his cell phone. So I was thinking of just calling the attorney directly and saying that I'm just going to take care of this for Reed. Why don't I just do that? We're not sure how we come up on caller ID when I call on my private line here, but I'm going to do it. Plus, we have, by the way, Petrali Roofing with us, and we have Moses from Peak View Remodeling. Moses, Petrali, this came in for Petrali, but I think that either one can answer this email. We have Michael with us from Petrali. So, Michael, when you guys have something that requires more than roofing, but they just want you to take care of their damage, what do you do? Do you subcontract it? Can you do that? In other words, can you handle it all in one claim?
Yeah, we could handle the whole claim, and then we control the subs that go. Oh, we do it all the time.
Good.
Yes,
so then you can control the subs. And then I thought, well, that goes for Moses too. Moses, you do a lot of remodeling. Do you handle all phases of the remodeling mostly, or do you hire subs?
We handle all phases except for electrical, HVAC, and plumbing, and then also roofing we would sub out.
But do you sub out then that other stuff?
Yes.
And if it doesn't require a permit or anything, you can do the plumbing?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, we can do minor stuff.
Okay, so the subs that you work with, do you control them, obviously? Have you known them a long time?
Yes.
Okay, because that's important. You know, you may go to the referral list and find somebody, but you have to be careful. Do they know their subs? And, of course, most of our people, they really do know their subs. They really do. Okay, so let's go to the phones and find out what we can do to help you. 303-713-TALK. Stacy has a very serious problem. Stacy, go ahead. This could be serious, I mean. What's happening, Stacy?
Yes. Well, my sister and her my two nephews had a fire in their apartment complex. And
wait. Was it the complex, or was it in their apartment?
It was the 3rd floor above her.
Okay, and what happened?
Well, it was a plumber's fault. The management hired a plumber to do some work up there, and instead of using a flashlight, he was using a lighter and started the walls on fire.
Oh, come on. He was using a lighter instead of a flashlight? Usually plumbers start fires with their torches.
Right?
No, but seriously. So anyway, there was a fire, and does Stacy, does your friend have renter's insurance?
Not that I know of. She is, because the apartment complex is ran by the Coalition for the Homeless.
Ah, okay.
And she was in there because she only pays $25 rent.
Wow.
But, because she needed a place for
I understand. Okay, so now what? What?
Well, anyway, they had the fire, and it was about 10 o'clock in the morning. She was changing her son's diaper, and all she heard was this yelling, like, "Get out, get out." And Okay, so, you know, she's like freaking out. She didn't know what it was. And she opens the door, and a firefighter busts in and tells her she needs to get out.
Okay, well, we don't need to go through the whole night. I mean, what are you calling about now?
Well, we've been exposed, all three of us, or four of us, have been exposed to asbestos.
Okay, how do you know that?
Well, because 2 weeks after the fire, we get a knock at the door. And this guy is at the door saying, "What are you doing here?" And
okay, Stacy, we need to dispose of this movie. We need to go right to the point. You found out there was asbestos, and when there was a fire and they broke through, where was the asbestos?
In the walls.
In the walls, and because of the fire, they broke it open, and that's when the asbestos got out?
Well, supposedly. They drilled holes in her walls, and they didn't have to.
I got you. So listen, how long was she living there?
2 weeks with being exposed to this.
Okay, so the holes were drilled, and she was there for 2 weeks after that?
Right.
Okay. All right. So what is your question at this point? Do you want to know, does she have young children?
Yes, she has a 2-year-old and a 5-year-old.
And there were holes drilled. And how big are the holes?
Several. I mean, they were probably about a quarter size.
Why were they drilled?
Because they said there was water in the walls.
Okay.
But we don't know why they did it.
Where was the asbestos? Was it on the paint, or was it, where was it? In the wall? Like, what do you mean in the wall?
It was probably the tape around the...
Yeah, the insulation and all that in the wall.
All right, so, how did you find out?
Through the guy that came to the door 2 weeks after the fact, and he asked us why we were still in there.
Yes.
And because the management told us it was okay to go back in.
Okay, but the man that asked you why you were there, what was his duty? What was he?
He was there, I guess, to test the asbestos level.
I see. How did he say the levels were bad?
No, nobody mentioned any levels to us.
Okay. What about other people? Were other people also in similar conditions?
The people that where the fire started, they had to move out and they lost everything.
Well, I understand that's where the fire started, but I'm talking about was anyone living back in their apartment like you guys?
No, except the people next door to us. They were in there.
Okay. So you want to know how much exposure or how much harm it did in 2 weeks, right?
Right. I want to know, like, how much.
Well, here's the weird thing. Here's the weird thing about asbestos. It's not so much the time of exposure, but the type of exposure. For example, one good inhale of fibers could be enough to infect you. And infect might be the wrong word because it's not a germ. But here's the thing, or contaminate you.
Right.
But you could be there for a year and never get contaminated. So it really depends on how many fibers were floating around, and if they were breathed in. There's really no real way to know. Now, obviously, the less time, the better. But you'd have to get an idea of the levels in the air at that time. They're out of there now, right?
Yeah. Well, they put us in a new apartment.
Good.
And told us to leave everything
So what do you
behind.
want? I guess, why are you asking? What do you want? Because there's nothing, I don't think there's anything you can do proactively. I don't think. I mean, there might be. I don't know anything about it.
You can get a chest x-ray.
But will it show asbestos, though?
The thing is...
Are you sure? Are you looking that up, Mark? Because I never heard.
It can show asbestos. Often the lung tissue will appear very white on the x-ray picture.
Well, we're talking about massive contamination for that. Okay.
But the thing is the apartment complex knew that they had asbestos, but they didn't tell us.
Okay.
And then they've been... they're trying to hide something. Like,
all right, Stacy.
Stacy,
let's get right to it, okay? But what you're asking about is damages, okay? There are no.
I want to know how we can fight this because.
Well, hold on. Do you want to move?
We've already moved and lost everything.
Okay. What do you want? I don't know what your point is. Do you want to know if you're healthy?
I want to sue him.
Okay, that's what I mean. That's what I mean, Stacy. That's what I thought. But Stacy, there are no damages unless there are damages. Now, that's a crazy statement, but what exactly would you sue for? You were paying $25 a month. So what are you going to sue for? If you were contaminated with asbestos, you would have a negligence claim. If you were contaminated, and if you could prove it, and if you could prove it's going to lead to premature death. I mean, I don't know how you do it. You go see, here's the best indicator. Go see a personal injury attorney. And if in fact you have a case, a personal injury attorney will take it, and if you don't, they won't. I mean, really, Stacy, on the face of it, it doesn't sound like you have a case, but I don't know.
How does it work when the fire department's the one that disturbed it?
I mean, what if it, well, okay, whoever let them, just wait, whoever let her back in to live there.
Got it.
Without a warning, that is a big deal. Okay, that's a big deal. They let her back in there. But Stacy, before you go start seeing dollar signs, you don't really have a case unless you have a case. In other words, there has to be.
I'm not really trying to get dollar signs.
Then what do you? What are you trying to get then? If it's not money, what are you trying to get?
The fact that they were in the wrong.
Okay,
they were supposed to condemn those apartments and didn't do it.
Okay, you're right. But, okay, that's a hollow victory. No attorney is going to take a case because someone was wrong. Now, you need to complain. This will be free. You don't have to pay any legal fees. Complain to the health department and to the officials about this, and they exposed a lot of people. They should get in trouble. You're right. But that's not going to translate into something for you guys. There are two different issues. One is, if they broke the law, if they did, by exposing people and not disclosing it. By the way, if it was undisturbed, they did nothing wrong. Here's what went wrong. Whoever went in there and disturbed it and then did not warn people, they did something wrong. So that's one issue. The second issue is there's still wrongdoing whether someone got sick or not. The second issue is, are there damages? And the only way you will know that is by extensive testing by a medical facility. So if she's on
down the road.
Well, no, you can do that now to see if there's exposure. You should do that. And then call personal injury attorneys to see if they will take the case. I mean, they'll know enough to ask questions, but you guys you really have to get checked out really have to be checked out medically, okay? 303-713-TALK. Mike, what's going on with you, sir? Mike.
Hey, Tom, how you doing?
What's happening?
Hey, I got to give kudos real quick to Mr. Petrelli.
What's going on?
So I moved from Colorado to Montana, but I heard you guys on the show today, and I had to call and say, hey,
what did they do for you?
Well, he may remember me. We got to be decent friends. Old Farm, Mike in Old Farm, and David May.
And what did they do?
Well, this guy, they fixed my roof, and I had a couple of issues. And David came out personally one day and got up on my roof. I heard some clamoring on the roof, and I was like, what the heck is going on? He was up there himself looking at stuff, came down, fixed things himself, got off the roof and said, everything's good.
Yeah. Well, you know what?
Company.
Yeah, they are a good company, and we appreciate you taking the time to let us know. We really do care about those kinds of reviews, and you can leave reviews at referralist.com for these people. GoCam Solar. This is a company. Cam Solar's the name. GoCamSolar.com is the website. Is run by engineers, a bunch of nerds. But you'll be happy they're eggheads because they do the calculating to get you the maximum exposure to the sun and to energy efficiency. And if your lot checks out, they will guarantee the production for 20 years along with parts and components and labor. And all you have to do to find out if you're a candidate is to go to this website and put in your information. There's no obligation. It's completely free. And there's never money out of pocket. You immediately save money, and eventually, even after paying off that system, okay, eventually, you have no payments whatsoever for energy. GoCamSolar.com/troubleshooter.
This report is sponsored by 23andMe.
As lunch hour gets underway on this Tuesday, a few slow
Right across town. That earlier stall.
How long? Do I have a red flashing thing beside mine now?
Okay.
Tom, somebody on Facebook wants to know what happened to the lady yesterday.
What lady was that?
This press lady.
He fixed her.
She's fixed her.
She's totally fixed. She bought him lunch.
No, she's not. This guy's got
Watch your lunch?
$8,400. $2,500 in it. I can't wait for this.
You got to take that coming back. Yeah, I'm dying to hear
The
that.
shop didn't want to do the work. The guy talked them into it.
I would say anything
They
but that.
had to have yes.
But definitely not that.
Anyways, they fixed it.
can't wait.
Done, but he won't have submissions because it's on that computer. Stupid like a box. And the computer on it has been rewired. Somebody has rewired it. I'm like a child. So it won't reset.
Like a child, there we go.
25 seconds. Almost.
Anyway, demanding the shop give the car.
So lady, you did help her out? The lady?
He thinks it's just normal. In other words, she's not impressed. Just hand normal shit.
Anyway, that's why I found you can't fix stupid.
Actually, she seemed a little too happy.
I've gone to Rick and Cadillac. I've gone to
Fix It 24/7 is doing an extraordinary deal, okay? Now, it's going to be for 10 people, the first 10 people, but here's what it is. For $39, they will do, listen to this, $39 a complete furnace tune-up, clean and check. This is a thorough going through of your furnace. They remove the blower motor, they look at the burners. If they can be cleaned and removed, they do that, or they just clean them in place. They adjust everything, and they change the filter. This is $39 for a complete furnace check and almost a refurbishing. But here's the good part. If they find anything wrong, you get a full, complete estimate, and you never have to pay more than $39 for that. But if you decide to have work done after this wonderful refurbishing, if you decide to have work done, any work done will be $77 off. $77 off. So listen, you're getting $39 for this cleanup, $39 for this tune-up, and you get $77 off any work, if necessary, beyond that normal cleanup. That is Fix It 24/7. 720-526-3939. 720-526-3939. FixMyHome.com. Let's talk about Art of Granite. Direct stone importers for granite, quartz, and
Another natural stone. The material is wholesale to you. Even the tear out and hallway is free, and the bathroom is free when you have the kitchen done. You can get
What do you say?
This Volvo guy did $500 in.
Oh, that guy, the Saab. Is it Saab or
It's a Volvo.
Volvo.
I actually went to, I went to Rick and Paul's Volvo and I went to Swedish Motors. And they both said, no, it's just not.
What did he tell me so far? I'm a weirdo. I don't remember.
Now it's got a bad computer. What are you talking about? Shop says, we're not putting the car because the guy don't want to pay.
Brand new car dealership.
What's the weirdo?
I don't remember it.
Says I should get the car for free.
Did I drop? Do you remember?
I don't think because they're blocking it. You call.
OneClearChoiceGarageDoors.com. OneClearChoiceDoors.com. You will find the best when it comes to garage doors. You will. OneClearChoiceDoors.com. Excuse me, guys, I am on the air. I mean, you guys can have a conversation if you like. Maybe I'll leave, okay? One Clear Choice Doors. I know, I'm a smartass. If you need help, we're just a good, happy family here. We talk like that. If you need help with your garage doors, you want a free Martino inspection, they'll tune it up, adjust it, safety inspections, and then give you the condition, and they'll be honest. It's 303-565-6409. Or, of course, if you have an emergency, 303-565-6409. Or if you want a brand-new garage door opener starting at just $333, OneClearChoiceDoors.com. Let's keep going here. Now, okay, Paul, I'm sorry. Did I drop off? Did I take you on the air already? I guess Suzanne told me I forgot to come back to you.
Yeah, we were doing a little part one. I was going to button that up. And then
damn, I'm sorry. Two. Okay, go ahead. Okay. Part one was you went to a dealer for a new car and you have scratches in it. Is that what the one is?
Yep.
I thought you were, yeah, we were going to come back to have you. I just wanted to tell you I wanted you to come here so we can examine the car.
Sure.
Will you do that on Friday?
Possibly, sure.
Because really we'll have experts there, but I really want to see, because there is something called acceptable imperfections. There is something in everything we do. And then there's something called nitpick and weirdo. What were you going to say, Suzanne? Oh. Okay, now you said it got worse. What got worse after the visual thing that we're going to inspect on Friday?
Yeah, ultimately the agreement was come back at your first oil change, and we'll take it to the detail shop, give it a concerted effort.
Then what happened?
And I did bring it in. I emailed them a couple weeks ahead, the general manager. They went radio silent on me. I tried calling, emailing, no word back.
So what's the issue?
I wanted to have them stick with the game plan of going to the detail shop, and they were actually agreeing to give me a little bit of consolation money.
Like what?
Money.
Like
yeah,
what?
Paul, tell them about the oil change and your kid driving home.
Yeah, so I went in for the oil change. They botched the oil change. They called the house when my son got home.
How did they botch the oil
They
change?
must have left the drain plug out or the oil
Are you
filter off.
kidding me?
No. So my son gets home from across town.
Wait a minute. Wait, hold on. Did the oil light come on while he was driving?
He didn't see any oil light, but as he approached the house, there was clinking, knocking, smelling,
oh, man.
running rough, and
it's impossible not to see an oil light. Listen, I refuse to believe that the oil light went out at the very same time that they left something.
I asked him. He said he never
regardless,
saw
they're
one.
probably
you know what?
Pay for it.
Okay, yeah, they did something wrong. However,
they did something wrong. He's
they
16
did.
Years old, and he's a pretty new driver. But
Okay.
he brings it home. He's concerned. He's got the symptoms. The house phone call is ringing in the background.
What do they
It is
say?
The dealer. They said, "Hey, we have reason to believe we botched something in your car."
What did they botch? What did they admit to?
Well, they didn't know at the time, but they knew it was leaking oil. My son confirmed it. They came and got the car an hour later with a tow truck, pushed it out of the garage because it was out of oil. The tow truck driver.
Oh, my God.
Took it back to the dealer, called me this morning.
Oh, man.
I was just waiting to be reactivated, and I get a message at home saying, your car's good to go, come get it.
All right.
No
so,
explanation, no apology, no nothing. I'm not comfortable with the car.
Well, you got to get it checked, but I mean, what's the name of the dealer?
Pete Kia.
Now, Pete Kia, this is not a stranger to us because they suck, but that doesn't mean your car's defective. You bought this Kia. You had problems with the paint. Now you have the thing run out of oil.
Yep.
There's a chance there's damage. I mean, let's just put it that way. There's a chance it's making metal if your kid drove home. You know, I'm not going to split hairs as to when did he discover, when should he have discovered, could he have mitigated damages. They shouldn't have left something off. What did they leave off? Do we even know?
I did return their call. They said something to the effect that the oil filter gasket wasn't seated right.
Okay, all right.
And they saw evidence of it
right.
shortly after my son left.
I understand.
And they were aware of it.
Did you say what is on everyone's mind? Did you say, by the way, how do I know that my car doesn't have major damage?
Yeah, I said, boy, your message was...
Right. So what did they say about that? Let's get right to that issue. I don't need to know anything else except what they said about that.
They didn't. They can't confirm or deny it. They said they topped it off with oil, filled it up with gas as a courtesy.
And they say it sounds great, right?
Yep.
All right.
We ran it for a while. Sounds good.
How do we now? And if this was you, Mark, if this was me, what would we do?
I would send the oil to Titan Oil. I think you're here in Denver.
Titan Labs.
That's right, and they'll analyze it for metal.
If it's making metal, it's going to continue to make metal, and you're going to see it. And they can't hide it because that's going to be microscopic. And if it's the kind of metal from bearings, if it's the kind of metal from that kind of thing, that is what you want to know. And that will tell you. If it's perfectly clean, well, I don't know. Then you would do it again. And then you have a record of this. I mean, you do have time. It's not like you have to sue them right away. You have time. So I would just do Titan Labs a couple times.
Yeah, I'm just concerned about timing and any kind of recourse. They made it very clear the first go-around.
What do you mean timing? What does that mean?
Well, like come collect the car and then try to pursue any kind of recourse in the sense that put them in a position to give me a new car or do something different.
Paul,
yeah.
You're not entitled to a new car. I hate to break to you. I mean, unless you're entitled to a new car because they ruined it. I mean, I would be very, very careful and suspicious too. But you're not automatically, I mean, my God, I mean, you know, unless, I don't know how long it was running without oil. That's the thing. I mean,
that oil analysis will tell us all this. So.
I mean, I would do Titan Labs for 2 cycles of 3,000 miles apiece. And if it doesn't show metal, it's fine. I mean, it's fine. Even though it pisses you off,
there are a lot. I mean, it is a pretty sophisticated engine, twin turbo, this and that. I'm not an expert, but stressing a brand new car.
Well, first of all,
car,
Paul,
of their
I can appreciate everything he's saying, man.
Paul, I agree with you. Yeah. If it is damaged, there's no way to know that. Now, if you want, listen, I know what you're getting at, but they're never, ever going to agree to a new car. Right. So here's what you do. Okay. Sue them. Okay? But I will tell you, here's your risk. No matter what, to file the suit and get to the courthouse steps for this case is going to be $8,000. Right. I can predict legal fees. Now, it'll be 16 through court, but it'll be 8 to get to the courtroom steps, which will force them. No, Mark, I think about 8 to get to the steps. Now, if he has to go through deposition, no, you're right, Mark. They'd have to do some depositions. So maybe 10 to 12.
Expert witness?
10 to 12. But here's the deal. You're going to have to sue to get a new car. There's no doubt. And we can't call and force them. But you know why? Because Peak Kia does not care. When the worst enemy we have are people that don't care about their name.
And I gathered that.
They don't care.
In 4 months, I did gather that.
Okay.
There is a, yeah.
But now maybe we will keep several hundred people from going there because you should not deal with this place. However, let's take one thing at a time. The paint thing, I don't know if you have a problem, but you can throw that into the lawsuit. But don't throw it in if it's not an issue. We can tell you that on Friday. As far as the engine, you have every reason to be concerned. And I can't believe these jerks wouldn't do so much as, well, like how much of a warranty do you have on that car?
Yeah, the manufacturer warranty is 10-year, 100,000 mile on the drivetrain.
Well then, oh, Jesus.
But
come on, Mark. That's
it's a great warranty.
So what if it wasn't whether it's under warranty or not? I feel it's almost irrelevant. I have a brand new car.
No, it's not irrelevant. It's not irrelevant, Paul. You keep talking about stressing it. First of all, you haven't proven that. And if you have a 10-year, 100,000 mile warranty, and if you have this car for 6 years and never have a problem, tell me what they owe you.
No, that's a fair statement. And
so we don't know. I mean, if you have a 10-year, 100,000 mile warranty, now the thing that would really piss me off is if you had a problem in 4 or 5 years and they say, well, you know, that's because it was starved of oil. I mean, it shows bearing wear and stuff. That would really suck if you get blamed for something that they did.
When you pick that thing up, man, you've got to have some invoice that says what happened. You've got to have them documented.
Yeah. If you need to document this, my main concern isn't that you won't get life out of this car because it's under that warranty.
Right.
So even if it does fail prematurely, so what? You get a new engine. That really... So
I am covered as far as the warranty is concerned. It is.
Here's the main issue. Here's the main issue: is if when something does happen, you don't want them throwing this back in your face. Well, your son shouldn't have driven it like that.
Right.
Nothing like that.
Mm-hmm.
That if it, you know, I would, like Mark said, you make sure it's documented that they left it off and they the ones that called and they fixed it.
Yes.
You know, and then you have really you don't have any issues. Now that I know you have a 10-year, 100,000 mile warranty, I mean, you can go ahead and do the oil analysis, but you don't really have an issue because you will get a new car if it fails. I mean, a new engine. You will.
Yes. I am comfortable with the fact that I am covered in that manner. I am disappointed that there could be underlying issues, and their attitude was very.
They suck. Listen, we're not sticking up for them. They suck.
Hey, they did give them that free tank of gas.
Yeah.
Listen, Paul, I would love for you to, if you can make it up, or seriously, I would love to see that on Friday. I would. 303-713-TALK. What would you do if this was you? We have more coming up. Get your calls in, 303. Rick will take your call. Teresa will take your call. And, of course, winkandwink.com. They're pretty idle this time of year because the holidays, a lot of people put off bankruptcies. But bankruptcies can stop a Chapter 13. They can stop with a Chapter 13. They can stop a foreclosure. And that is very important to some people. Whether you had a death in the family or maybe you lost a job or there's something going on, they can help you restructure debt. They can help you with a 13 or a Chapter 7 for a fresh start. Here's the deal, though. Don't get into more debt during the holidays and then think, oh, I'll just go bankrupt. This is a very, very, very serious thing. That if you charge up things and then try to go bankrupt, that is a sure sign of fraud. And Wink and Wink can keep you out of trouble. 303-410-1720.
This is Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station.
You know, not only did I get the best price you could possibly get anywhere on this thing, I got 0% financing.
Oh, did you?
Zero.
How much President Trump
on your new
Federal
Kia?
Reserve to lead interest rates alone.
Don't say Kia around me.
Hyundai.
Hyundai.
Did you have to deal with her a lot, or
It's a builder's
go back and forth?
I think oil analysis.
I would be really.
I did an oil analysis, and if there's any metal in there, I demand a new engine. I don't know how that can that ultimately fuck up like the turbos?
That's
That's the problem, because the turbos aren't going to be part of the powertrain.
Oh, they won't?
I don't think so.
They would go first.
I don't think they're part of the powertrain work.
When they run big
Air
trucks,
reduction powertrain? I don't think so.
big diesel trucks, when they turn on the side,
I'm on the air right now till 1 o'clock. Can I call you back?
then we go to the turbo because it's so freaking hot.
How are you doing, by the way?
That's what
But they cut the oil filter.
Good. You're still doing your thing, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Okay, and I'll call.
So Suzanne needs to
Yeah, I'll call you back, okay?
She needs to let it idle for like a minute after she, especially after a hard drive.
I should let him
Yeah, I'm serious.
Maybe on your old model, that crapper you had.
Go ahead.
The bad one.
Let's the car day will last that.
Mark and I are like a turbo first.
Yeah, get to it.
Is it possible that the oil drains fast enough that the light didn't register?
Yes.
No, Mark. I mean,
It happens all the time.
They double gasket the oil filter.
If, like, for example, if they, like he said, double gasket, it can shit that oil out really quick. Here's what I don't know how it lasted so long. Yeah, but not in time to react, is what I'm saying. If you're doing 80 down I-70, and that thing just blows that filter off, and it dumps you oil in a matter of a minute.
It doesn't blow filters off. If it was loose and losing oil, I just see no scenario where that would really happen. Where your engine would seize before you get an indication. I don't see that happening. I mean, I guess there is, if you're going crazy
What I don't get
and
is
all of a sudden the little thing drops off. I can see that maybe. Then by the time you would slow down, that could happen. But that's so rare.
More likely, they double gasket the oil filter and that gasket blows off suddenly.
Well, not only that, that's how they found out. Because they looked at the old oil filter and the gasket wasn't on it, and they knew they double gasket it.
I'll bet you they found.
Oh, it happens all the time.
I'll bet you they found the one on
You
there.
always check. When you're a lube tech, you always make sure that rubber gasket's.
So you check to make sure it came off with the filter?
That's right.
Wow. That.
Using other pumps for Kmart.
That happens all the time.
It's real common. And it doesn't leak in the
Usually when you're training your guys, you take the old one off and you use the old one in the gasket to rub oil on the new one. That way you know that thing's on there.
It doesn't come off until they get up to speed. So it gets some pressure to blow that thing off.
Because of a double gasket.
Yeah, it'll idle and stay in there, pinched in there, but as soon as they get moving very fast, it blows up.
Yeah, the pressure builds up.
How much pressure is it on? What's the oil pressure on a normal engine?
40 to 60.
Yeah, but that's on an aircraft engine. That's on a car. It's way more than that.
I have no, it could be more than that. I don't know.
I would say.
We used to handle things for Kmart. God, they do that all the time. And then the other thing too, the noise you heard, the lifters will really clatter when they.
There's got to be metal.
It doesn't take a long time for a turbo.
Oh, the turbos get wiped quick.
That's the other thing.
What did you find on the warranty on the turbos?
I'm not checking it right now.
Denver's Talk Station.
I don't think that's generally powertrain. Do you think?
Yes, turbocharged and supercharged.
ApprovalReverse.com.
If you are 62 or older and you have equity in your home, you can live off that equity, borrow from it with a line of credit, monthly payments, or a lump sum. But remember, it's going to eat up your equity if you live in there long enough. And the interest will accrue. You don't have to pay anything on it. You just pay your insurance and your taxes like you normally would, but you don't have a house payment. But here's the really important thing, okay? It's not for everyone. So to find out if it's right for you, I trust ApprovalReverse.com and Joan Sullivan, okay? That's who I trust, ApprovalReverse.com, because it is not for everyone. Okay, now, Rick, go ahead. What's going on with you, Rick?
Yeah, hi, Tom.
What's happening?
I'm a little bit frazzled right now, but anyway, we call your show because we need advice where we don't know what we're doing, or we need to know what we should do. And then
I hope we help. I hope we help.
Actually, I don't know. I was called We Can't Fix Stupid, on my text here from Clint. And
wait. So, wait. You were called a name?
Yeah, by Clint.
Wait, Clint's actually said to you, "We can't fix stupid."
Yeah, I have it on my text. And I said
wow.
That was mean-spirited.
Mark has said that too. Mark has said that too. So has Dan. And I've actually said it.
Yeah,
but what is it?
Really
no,
sorry.
Rick. Normally, listen seriously. What went on for that to happen? Seriously, what's going on?
Well, it was my Volvo. Remember, I'm the Volvo guy.
No, I don't remember. Were you? I think I remember a little bit about it. Just refresh my memory, and then it'll come back.
I took it into Latinos. He said he was going to fix it for start off at $1,500. He went to $1,800.
Right.
I bought a part for $400 because he said that it was broken. So I put it out of my own pocket, took it to him, and then all of a sudden he says, "Oh, another part's broken." So he went around looking for another part for it. I told him where he could find it, and he just went to a
and what was the whole? What did we tell you to do with that? Were we going to get that independently checked?
Well, he that's what was supposed to happen. And then you guys said you called him. He said he really doesn't want to, and he felt bad feelings with me. He was going to work with me and just paid for the machine shop. For
all right, so Clint, give me your side here. When we talked about this, I remember you talking to me about it, Clint. He was upset because he paid what looked like good money after bad.
I think it ended up being almost $2,500.
Yeah, well, that's ridiculous. And I said, did he get his money's worth? That was the main thing we wanted to know.
I went to Rickenbaugh Volvo and Swedish Motors.
You did?
Went to them. I didn't even call them. Went to them to find out on this car whether that money to do a new head gasket and have a head machined.
Right.
And they said that was within a normal price range.
The $2,500. But was it done?
It's done. The car's running. But
then what's the problem?
The check engine light's on.
No, it's not running. No, it's not running.
So wait.
He told me he can't get no spark to it. That's what he's been telling me.
You spent $2,500. Hold on. You spent $2,500.
No, I haven't spent anything yet, Tom. That's the thing.
But
I spent $400 on a part.
But
the car is not running according to Jesse. Jesse says the car's not running. He can't get no spark to it after he took the computer apart, both of them, and can't get the O2 sensor to read.
I'm trying to get at where it's at right now. Where it is right now, the bill is racked up to $2,500. Is that right?
Right. But he took it down. He said he would do it for me if I give him $1,000, and he would get it running again, but it would still have the O2 sensor light on it. And that's like, fine, I called up the Colorado.
Rick, I don't want you to don't keep talking. I get it. I get it. You spent, or not spent, but you racked up a big bill, and your car is not running. Is that right?
It's not running.
Okay.
That's correct.
And this guy keeps telling you got to pay more and more, right?
Yes.
So here's what I want to ask. Clint, why is Rick stupid? I mean, other than trusting this guy to begin with, what happened?
The value of the car, because I went to, is way less than what he's putting in it, and now it needs a computer.
So, Rick, why did you put money into this car, by the way?
Well, because originally it was just supposed to be a head gasket. Originally with the tiny.
But even the head gasket, what year is this car?
It was going to be. It was 2002. It was going to be $1,800.
Well, that's damn near the price of the car. Okay.
All right. So that I said fine. Okay. And then all of a sudden he broke something, a wheelie to the timing rod of the dual exhaust.
Yeah.
And so he couldn't find it, so I went and bought it and gave it to him for $400. And then he said, I still can't get it. And there's another thing that broke. And I said, okay, well, you got to fix it then. Because he says, I think the machine shop might have broke it. So it's like, okay, fine.
How did you find this Latinos guy?
Well, this is through my sister.
How'd she know him?
Well, because she's had work done from her big rigs there.
Oh,
He's supposedly supposed to be this electronical genius and everything else. And he's got 20 years experience, supposedly.
All right, so Clint, did you talk to this guy at Latinos?
Yeah, Tom, they don't want to put any more money in it. They're trying to look out for him because they said you're just throwing good money after bad.
What do you mean trying to look out for him?
Well, and they're also afraid at this point they've got so much in it that he's not going to pick it up. They're going to get stuck with this car.
Well, they should be stuck with it if they can't fix it. The guy's 2,500 deep. Why would he?
They can fix it, but he's going to have to buy a new computer. There's a harness bad, O2 sensor bad. He's just going to have to keep putting more and more money in it.
Would they give him? Hold on. Would they give him the car back the way it is right now?
I had it negotiated that he could have got it back for the machine shop bill, but he
which
made
is how much?
Which was $800. I think it was about $800 machine shop bill and the parts. But now they're angry and they're saying no, they want to get paid.
But Okay, but get paid for what if it's not running? Are you saying there are that many problems with it?
Yes.
And they just keep finding more and more problems?
Yes.
They keep on breaking it. They keep on breaking things. There was no
Rick,
reason
how
to
many
take
miles
apart
on
the
this?
computers.
How many miles on this?
There's 167,000
When you
miles on it.
first
There was
brought
no
it
reason-
in, when you first brought it in, very first, what was the
Yes.
complaint when you first brought it in?
It was smoking. It was running. Everything was. It was just white smoke, and it's like, okay, I've blown the head gasket on
All
it.
right.
That was it.
All right, but there could have been a lot more wrong with it, though, that you wouldn't have
There could
found
have
out.
been, but no, but you know, for him to keep on going, and now when I talk to over here,
But
in
I don't
Denver,
see
to the
how
Volvo
Clint
people-
becomes the bad guy in all of this. If he's trying, I don't understand.
Well, he called me because he texted me last night, and I was, you know, I thought it was exciting, so I had my mom, my sister with me right there, and that was pretty rude when he said, "I can't fix stupid." I said that was pretty mean. That you didn't need to go that far.
Yeah,
and he
yeah.
texted me again. He said that was his opinion.
Clint,
this is after I told.
All right, hold on.
I'm
hold on.
choking up over here,
Here's
bud.
what we need to do, okay? We really need to get somebody's. This is where we need to ask Norris to help us to go over there.
What
Really.
I'm saying is, everybody else has told me that you didn't have to take apart the computer to change the O2 sensor.
Okay.
No matter what.
Here's what I want to do. I want to see if we can get Norris to weigh in on this. He's really smart guy at when inspection. Hold on. Let me finish this one part. I want to see if he can look at this and see what value there is of the work and if they contributed to the problems. That's what I want, because this is the kind of thing he does. That's what I want to know. Did they contribute to it, or is it the state of the car? And did you get anything of value so far? Let's just take it one step at a time. All right?
Yeah, you bring it in for a head gasket though, and now you have no spark. Something's really bizarre.
Well, that's
there.
why I want to get something.
And why would he put any more money into this thing? Don't you think he should just?
Well, he didn't put it in, and
well, that's what I mean. Just let him keep it.
He should just. That's what I'm thinking. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255.
This report is sponsored by 23andMe.
Traffic flow across the metro area freeway system remains
Why
in.
is this guy stupid though? That's the part I don't get.
Because he keeps pumping or promising to pump money.
He didn't promise. He's saying
This was
they should fix it because they broke it.
11:30
last
night.
night? He's texting me over and over and over last night.
Just piss you off.
A guy just calls and says, "Hey, Suzanne, just because the guy's stupid doesn't mean you guys have to call him stupid." That's mean, I know, but
I didn't want to say it, but the shop
just
said
get
the
with
car,
Norris and
the
see
car's
if,
worth $400.
I know, Clint, I know. Just get with Norris and
He shouldn't even pick it up, man.
see
He
about
should just
putting this guy
abandon it.
to
Yes, I
sleep.
know, and that's what I'm trying to tell him. He wants to.
Big crybaby.
I'm going to talk to him. They claim it's running. It won't pass emissions because it has a check engine light on it. And he went in there to try to reset it. The computer will not reset.
Oh, really?
He went in to look at the computer and found that the harness has been wired into, looks like a different computer.
Well,
And he said they would have to put a harness in, the computer in. He said he's just getting to the point.
Actually, that makes sense.
But
if they used a different harness.
yeah, and I talked to him. He says yes, the car's running. He said it had to be running for us to discover that the check engine light's on. It is running. So the shop, I don't know why they would lie to me.
Well, I don't know why you said there's no spark.
I don't know. I'll call Jesse again to find out what he's talking about.
Yeah, but regardless, this guy he needs to abandon it. Why fuck
That's
with
what
him?
I'm trying to tell him. He wants to put another $2,500 in a car that he already owes $24 on.
he loves his
He
Volvo.
wants to put $5,000 in a car that the shop is worth $400. So
Who doesn't love their Volvo?
Volvo.
and then we get the typical. You guys didn't listen to what I said. You know, you're not listening.
I
to
think
me.
that's appropriate comment.
Yeah.
I liked it.
I like it too.
Which comment? I didn't listen.
No, you can't fix
it.
Oh, you can't fix stupid.
Because Lord knows you can't, man.
You can try.
The guy's throwing money at this car that just, and you know, I actually went to both these other Volvo places.
It sounds like you did a lot of work on that one.
To see if the guy overcharged him for it. And he said, no, those are a real pain in the ass to pull everything off those to do a head gasket. And they had to send the machine, they had out to be machined flat because it was warped.
And while they did that, they went and put a valve job to it. So while the gun was off, should have just poured liquid glass in. He should have shot it and the gun walked away.
Saturdays at 6 a.m. and 3 p.m. or Sundays at noon. Ask Alexa to play 630 KHOW on iHeartRadio. Then you can hear The Sean Hannity Show. This afternoon at 1.
If I don't get commented on it.
You missed somebody called. Yeah. And said something really funny. Just ask.
Like, just because the guy's stupid?
Yes.
Yeah, I heard on the way out.
You're up. Go.
Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK. Let's get to the phones.
We have a roofing question. Go ahead, Teresa. What's happening?
Hey, Tom.
Hey.
I was just wondering, why can't they come up with roofing materials that are made out of some kind of much more resistant material, say like, I know it'd be pricey, Kevlar, Gore-Tex, neoprene.
You know, in other words, why do we have roofing that's even damaged by hail, right?
Right. It's ridiculous that some people have to replace the roof once a year around here because of all the hail damage. There's got to be something that's got to be strong enough to resist it.
You know, Jim Ragsdale, years ago, a roofer, came up with a system. He never developed, I mean, he never manufactured it, but he showed me it was resistant. I mean, my God, they would pitch softballs, golf balls, they would hard balls at it so fast and so hard, and it never even dinged it. And I don't know what he did with this concept, but man, was it strong. I'm sure, Michael, they have to have, don't they have hail-proof roof?
They do, and like anything else, you get what you pay for, right?
I mean, that is probably so expensive, isn't it?
It's prohibitively expensive for a lot of the average homeowner. So.
But wouldn't you think insurance companies would... Go ahead.
If you have to keep replacing the roof every year, I mean, isn't it more cost-effective to pay...
Well, here's the thing. For an individual, it isn't. If an insurance company says, we're not paying the extra cost, would you? Would you? Because it's costing you nothing but a deductible. Would you pay?
Yeah, but it's such a hassle because we have solar panels. We have to have those, have to coordinate removing those and replace the roof. And it's just, to me, it seems like it's just a huge racket from the insurance companies.
What do you think?
I don't understand that last part.
Well, I don't know. It's a big hassle.
The insurance company's not going to pay for... They're not going to... They don't want to be proactive and try to be preventative.
I don't think an insurance company's going to upgrade anything for free.
Right, to cover the deductible.
Why wouldn't you cover it? No, forget about the deductible. Why wouldn't you pay the extra amount? How much more is it, Mike? I mean, what are we talking?
Like 3 to 4 times the average install?
$19,000 bid.
It's going to be 80.
All right, well, it's
But keep in mind that insurance companies do offer discounts if you upgrade to a hail-resistant material.
Yeah. They do have hail-resistant, Teresa. They
Class
do.
4.
But there are so many... It's not catching the market on fire right now. Let's talk to Tom. Okay, Tom, go ahead.
Did you guys seriously text that guy back and say you can't fix stupid?
What do you mean, you guys? Don't be pointing your finger at...
Who from the Who from the troubleshooter is arrogant enough to text back and say that?
I would never do that.
Okay, somebody did. Otherwise, you wouldn't have said it on the air.
No, that's true. Somebody did. Yeah, I didn't know he did it. I don't like it. We'll have a talk about it. But
he said the guy was blowing up.
He's a hard worker. He's the most mild-mannered guy I've ever seen. I mean, for him to say that, something was something.
Tom, this is a part we did leave out, and we just found out. The guy was blowing up his phone at, what, 11:30 at night? That's where this came from, Tom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. See,
well, that's kind of inexcusable. Both of you, I think both of you are wrong on that.
Okay.
You're supposed to help out.
Well, we can't fix stupid.
Tom, really, we do help. Honest to God,
You gotta stop, dude. I mean, come on, man.
He's kidding.
Tom, come on.
No, I wouldn't have texted anything like that, and I'm sure that Clint. Listen,
I don't know if the guy's blowing his phone up at 11:30 at night. Clint drove down to 2 dealerships on this time. He's trying to help the guy out. The guy wants to keep dumping money into this car worth nothing. What do you call that?
Yeah. Listen, okay. But listen, I do email once in a while. Listen, I have had some angry emails I've sent to people where, don't tell me this, blah, blah, blah. But I don't like name calling.
My God, I'd never know that.
No, I don't name. Well,
trying to think of all the names you've called me.
You mean sleaze, buckets, and morons and that stuff? No, I mean on the air.
How about the guy whose skin was covered? Remember when you said you never made fun of people's personal appearances?
That's for people who rip off consumers. Yes, I have very nasty words for them. You're absolutely right. Like if they're lying, cheating, scumbag, rip-offs, waste of skin.
Hey, play that. Do you have it up?
No, I don't want to play. Not right now. It's Christmas time. We don't want to do it. Brian, what's happening? Our home inspector from Eagle Property Inspections. Go ahead, sir.
Tom.
Yes.
Quit. There is no such thing as a hail-resistant roof.
Well, of course there is.
People say there is, and there isn't.
What do you mean?
How about solid metal?
No roof.
Cement.
Excuse me.
Concrete gets broken.
We don't say concrete, hail-proof, but it's resistant.
Resistant.
Well, resistant means this. Resistant means this, that there are some roofs that are going to be damaged every single time, and some of the hail resistance require really big hail to get hurt. You know, it's like fire resistant versus fireproof. There are fire resistant materials, but with a hot enough fire, they're going to burn, right?
Right, but when it's put out there into the public, when a client hears this, it's hail resistant.
Right.
I'm like, no.
But that's not fair either, Brian. No one is saying it's hail proof, but it certainly will hold up under 80% of the hailstorms we have. I mean, these roofers, they're not lying.
I tell people that too, but the thing is, it's deceiving when you tell people that it's hail resistant, and then they get big hailstorm, and they have the big hail, and it damages their roof. They're like, well.
Oh, not only does it damage, but then it's even more expensive to fix than the regular stuff. But I think resistant is an all right word, like fire resistant and not fireproof. I don't know. It depends. I don't know if people feel it's misleading. I'd like to hear from them if they do. Hey, Rick. You're back again. Go ahead. You're the one that Clint texted and said you can't fix stupid. Go ahead.
And he started at 5:30 last night while I was having dinner with my mom and my sister, and I thought it was kind of exciting to hear from him finally, because I started yesterday afternoon.
Listen, he works his ass off. I just want to say that.
I know he does.
Okay.
And he had the day off, and I apologize for that, but he didn't have to do that. And it was marked. It was not 11:30 last night. And I worked with East of Sweden as well, because that's where I've been getting my parts.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're running out of time now, but we are going to try to get a hold of the Norris to do this.
I'm going to take him to the woodshed after the show.
We're just out of time, and I want to thank Amos, Peak View Remodeling, Petrolli Roofing, in the Springs. Save all your problems for me.
Tired of being told what to do by other adults? Want to take next week off? How about next month? Online Trading Academy can help.
What about a bomb shelter? My God, hail is not going to hurt a bomb shelter.
Is it a lot more expensive to put on hail-resistant?
He just said 4 times.
It depends. Like, if you go to a Class 4 shingle, you're going to pay maybe a $50 square upgrade.
Okay, but what about the putting it on? Is it more expensive putting it on? Okay.
No, it's just
pay the material.
How about that, the synthetic stuff, though? It looks like cement, but it's not.
Like
is that the stuff that's 4 times more?
It's a composite material, really thick.
Yeah, I haven't priced that out. I can speak to it. We don't deal with it enough.
But a lot of if you put on concrete, those tiles, now you can't walk on them and stuff, right?
Well, you
gotta walk on. You gotta walk on the downside.
Plus, you better have a roof that can hold them.
Yeah, because they're super heavy. You know, it's not engineered correctly.
Man, that was a lively exchange.
That was fun.
That was fun.
We didn't hear what happened to that grandpa scam.
Oh, because I don't have a way to get this
I'm going to do it
guy
tomorrow
on.
if I can.
I have all the info.
Yeah,
I even can reach the guy back so he can
tell him to keep quiet until tomorrow.
Okay, I'll call him.
Yeah, tell him not to talk.
Moses said he would meet him.
I'm telling you, there's no one in town. There's no one in cahoots around town. No way. These guys are out of the country somewhere.